Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
They got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
9 out of 10 judges prefer watching the Recovery Addict live stream in their courtroom.
The fireworks are not done.
Now we're getting commentary on kids.
Literally not true.
Dati mihi Anglican, please. Service lucky. I didn't ask you to interrupt.
Is that correct?
Oh, for Trump's sake.
A little bit trippy. Hang on, trying to get chat to work and it's not playing nice. Just 1 second. Good morning. Welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the Recovery Addict. There we go. Chat's back. All right. All right. Where were we? Here we are. A little bit short. Let's come up. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm just a tiny bit late. I was working in the studio a little bit when one of my mods called me and said, you are awake, aren't you? So, yes, I'm awake. I'm here. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Good morning. Good Tuesday morning to you. Thank you. I have to say a big shout out to Golden Girl, who's first in chat today. Congratulations, Golden Girl. It's been a hot minute since you won. Welcome back to the world of winners. You're first in chat, so we're going to punish you as we do. You're now responsible for the internet worldwide. That's our punishment for you because of your exuberance, your willingness to be first and up before everyone else in chat. Congratulations, Golden Girl. Good luck as well. All right. Shannon Cooper says, good morning. Just finished watching Courtroom Confidential. It was awesome. Josh is absolutely amazing. He's got a ton of legal knowledge, and he is a fun person to interview with. I was nervous as all get out. I hope it didn't show on screen, but he was amazing, and it was fun. I don't know if they cut anything out of that video. I don't know if somebody watched. I didn't see where they cut anything. That was like our whole interview. It was awesome. I was wondering what they were going to cut and what they were going to keep, but. It was a fun interview. So thank you very much for going there. I appreciate you guys showing support over at Courtroom Confidential because they're amazing. What they do, I think, is great. What they bring to the community in LawTube is amazing. And I love their whole setup. I love everything they do. They do it without all the tech that I have, and they do it and it looks better. It's amazing. So congratulations, Josh, and the whole team. They're amazing over there. All right. I forgot to mention another special in his birthdays. I didn't tell him about birthdays, so I didn't talk about that. There was a lot we didn't talk about because we just had about an hour. I think it was supposed to be half an hour, and then I stretched into an hour, but it was fun. So hopefully you learned something about me last night that you didn't know before. I learned that I can't remember how many brothers and sisters I have. I got the number right total, but I got the genders wrong. There are 4 boys and 6 girls, and in the interview with Josh, I said there were 6 boys and 4 girls. So I apologize. I apologize to my family on that one. So, whoops. It was close. But, all right. There are a lot of us. What do you expect? There were a ton of kids growing up. It's just like, it was 2 hands full, and I got that part right. All right. Welcome. Good morning. We're going to get started here on court here in just a minute. So let's do the fun stuff this morning before we dip into the heavier items. I think we have birthdays and all. Let's see if this goes. That works. Let's see if that one goes. That one's not yet working. Okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. Sharon E. from this side of the pond. You're going to join Tuesday morning. It's wonderful. You're here. It's great. It is a lot of siblings. It's amazing.
Because he's the guy.
It's just a construct away. Let's see. We're ready. Let's do birthdays. Let's fire it off with birthdays first thing in the morning. Let's sing a little bit. MRM33, thanks for clicking the subscribe button this morning. We call that admitting to being a true crime addict. Welcome to the group. You're one of us now. You can never leave. Let's see. I think we've got birthday songs ready at the go. That's why you like birthdays. Lots of cake at home. Hey, I will admit, if you watch the podcast, I eat my cake differently than most people.
Happy birthday. You look good.
And I'm not saying I eat it with my hands or something. I'm a big fan of Moo Juice. I have a Starbucks thermos mug with, you can't see it. It's milk. It's milk. I love milk. Milk is delicious. And I eat cake with milk. I actually eat milk with cake, I guess you could say, because I have a bowl of milk with a slice of cake upside down in it. That's how I eat my cake. And it's, if you've never tried it, okay, you're saying, oh, it ruins the cake, whatever. No, try it. It's really good. We'll talk about it on the podcast. That's when we talk about food more. All right. I've had my milk. Yes, we're ready to start. Thank you very much, Samantha. Thank you very much, Samantha, for the birthday list. Let's do this. Everyone stand up, take a breath, shoulders back. Project your voice to the back of the room. Blend your voice with your neighbors. Warm up with me, if you will. La 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 la. Oh, it's good. It's good. All right. Here we go. We're going to sing to some people who I just lost. Where's the names? Happy birthday to you. I found them. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Wallflower and Alicia. Happy birthday to you. Wallflower and Alicia, happy birthday. There are many special days, but today is your special day. Probably a million people you could have celebrated with, a million people, places you could have been, but you chose to be here with us. The privilege, the pleasure, the honor is all ours. Sorry, I'm looking to make sure I didn't miss anyone else's birthday. Wallflower and Alicia, happy birthday. And help yourself to free pancakes at Denny's, IHOP, Village Inn, Waffle House, McDonald's, Tammy Dunlap's house. Paul Evans? Bob Evans.
Happy birthday. You look good.
Judge, thanks for coming in and wishing them a happy birthday. That is awesome of you. Thank you, Judge Fleischer. Happy birthday. Thank you. You two are amazing. All right, we are going to be going to court here in just a minute. They have not begun yet, so we can just like chill in the corner. Slow mode is messing with my groove. All right. Here we go. We have a couple other things. Well, the birthday songs continued. We're going to keep going until the drum solo. But if you missed the interview on Courtney Confidential, you got to catch a replay. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of you, Scott. Amber, thank you very much. Zimmy, welcome to the gallery. That's awesome, Zimmy. Congratulations. Love that orange courthouse. And Ooh La La Pat, member for 15 months. Can I have an early birthday song? I'll be turning 49 in 2 days, but I'll be at work. Okay, yes, here we go. Ooh La La Pat. You ready? Happy birthday to you. It's going to end with drums. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ooh La La Pat. Happy birthday to... There we go. Happy birthday, Ooh La La Pat, as well. I almost missed it, but congratulations on 15 months. I'm sorry you have to work on your birthday. Tell you what, have I got a deal for you? Pat, I can talk to your boss, and I can get you your birthday off. I will do that. I will do that for you. I cannot guarantee you have a job after your birthday, but I can get you your birthday off. This is if this is something you're interested in and not interested in having a job afterwards, let me know. I've been practicing with prank calls. I've been practicing for a long time for moments just like this. So, Pat, just saying, don't do it. Don't do it. I'll give them your burner phone number. Oh, Pat. But do you speak? Oh, oui, je parle français, la langue de l'amour. Of course. No, that's all I know. Those are the only words I speak. No French. All right. Anyway, we're going to be going back to court here in just a minute, so we'll get set for that. I really do appreciate everyone going to Courtroom Confidential last night. It was a blast. It was fun to watch that among friends. I was super nervous. Like, I didn't want to look at the screen even. But it turned out much better than I feared. But it was good. It was exciting. I don't even know what that means, Annie Marie. I can also say, oh, mon petit chouchou, which I think translates to, oh, my little cabbage, which I think is a term of endearment in French. But other than that, je m'appelle Scott. That's it. All right. Somebody turned slow mode off. You guys are daring. That's awesome. Okay. Mindy FS, member for 15 months, says, I love this community. Thanks for all you do, RA. Mindy, it wouldn't be the same without you here. Congratulations on 15 months. Thank you. The interview was so much fun. It was. I love it. It's almost as much fun as the Thursdays with Thomas, where I'm not nervous at all. I'm nervous to do anyone else's interview, but with Thomas, it's like he's just a friend. And I mean, I count Josh as a friend as well, but not like I'm comfortable with Thomas. I'm always nervous when I'm with another channel that I'll say something wrong, but if I do it on the podcast, then you guys just laugh and it's all good. All right. Speaking of podcasts, Thursday podcast, the Not Relevant podcast. We are, how many months was my memberversary? Amber, 23 months. 23 months. OG. Been here from the beginning, pretty much. So, yeah, about that. And did he like how I slid in a little love for our favorite Discord? I'm like, I can't not mention them. He literally asked where I find all my information about cases. I'm like, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. The only thing I couldn't do was put the link up in chat for you. But as the gavel drops, congratulations. I appreciate the close knit ties we've had since the very beginning. Krista OG, member for 22 months. Love the premiere last night. Love being here with all you addicts. Thank you very much. It was a lot of fun. It was a little late night for me though. Didn't get enough sleep. It's okay. We've got today. If it gets slow, we can take a little snooze. All right. I blame you, says Mama F3. I blame you for staying up way past my bedtime because after your episode last night, I just kept watching different episodes of different creators. Hidden True Crime was fun. That's awesome. There are some great channels out there. Just amazing. What I say, LawTube, and what I call my own channel, which is LawTube adjacent, because I'm not a lawyer, are some of the most fun. There's the different perspectives, the different delivery styles, everything else. I love it. There's always something fun to watch and something interesting, and there's just a ton of good people out there that cover courts. Carol Jarrell, yes, been covering since Daryl Brooks, since the beginning, all the way back there. Congratulations, one of our OGs as well. Let's see. Have you noticed that Discord, as the gavel drops, is in chat with us? Right there. That's as the gavel drops. Welcome. If you guys want information on any case, like any case, not just the ones we're following, but if there's a trial happening somewhere in the country that you're like, I wonder where that's at, or when's that going to trial? What's the process? What was the outcome? As the gavel drops is the destination to go to find that. I mean, I literally think AI and Google refer to as the gavel drops. They just have everything there. And it's awesome. And with everything I'm talking about, links to all the news stories about it, all the pictures, photographs, court documents, calendars. It's all there, and it's awesome. So appreciate them for all that. Looks like the judge is coming in. We're just going to get started here in just a moment, maybe. I gave away 5 memberships on Courtroom Confidential last night, and I hit 2 of my own mods with that, and a couple OGs as well. It was fun. Mary, Peter Tragos is awesome. Did the interview with him as well. He was just a complete gentleman, just a really nice guy. Loved it. I might need some glasses like this judge eventually. I like the magnetic. At least I think I like them. I've never worn glasses, so. All right. New look for Megan in court today. It's different than how she's appeared before, but interesting. Nikki, congratulations.
Returning to State versus Megan Boswell, S72. Returning to this is
Get the volume right.
State versus Megan Boswell, S72869. I think we had finished with Mr. Weiss yesterday.
He's so quiet.
Yes.
All right. We'll come back to that issue that was raised. Probably not much time. Did you ever find the case?
We did.
State versus Guilty?
Yeah. Yes. No.
2011.
Well, yes, there's also State versus Barter, Judge, which was 1994.
All right. Use of discretion.
Yep.
Not much other guidance other than
Correct. Well, Barter talks about the fact it's rare and
we'll
take
that up probably when we get back to lunch.
Lady
You all
Jaconis.
made me copies of the cases or email.
Would you prefer an email?
Thank you so much.
That's fine.
Okay.
Huge.
Okay.
10 gifted memberships from Lady
Is the state ready to
Jaconis.
proceed?
We are, Judge.
Defense ready to proceed?
Yes, sir. Actually, if you have a copy of that for him, I don't have Barter. I have Yoakley.
Oh, do you want?
Well, no, for the judge.
Oh.
I said I was emailing.
No. Judge, may I approach?
Yeah.
Favorite bailiff is back. I actually like him. I think, for those that are curious, I don't know what his name is, because we don't know his name. We've given him a nickname of Norm because he reminds us of everyone's favorite friend from Cheers,
I understand.
Norm.
I called Susan Jones. That's the case she found.
Zimmy gifted a membership as well. Thank you.
Very well developed. But
Well, it's abuse of discretion.
Well,
Unless I,
Judge do what he wants.
well, I mean, that's
the truth. That's the truth.
That would be awesome, Lady Jaconis.
Wow.
That would be awesome.
bad facts or the wrong law, and that's abuse of discretion. Before we bring the jury in, I almost have the second draft of the charge ready. It's been my habit over the last 10 years to define the words that have to be defined in a definition section. And I think that's fine and again, I was talking with Ms. Jones about this, I think that's fine with regard to like the definition of child, or the definition of something. But when it comes to mens rea terms, knowing intent, for the homicide counts, I have to define those within the count. Because it doesn't make sense that
He's really quiet.
intentional means you formed an intent to kill on a case that's not a homicide count.
Were we on
And
60
then
objections?
I got to looking
Do you
at,
guys know?
there's two ways that you can form intent or knowing or even reckless. You've got nature of the conduct, and you've got result of the conduct. And traditionally, I have put both in the definition section, but I had gone back and so this is the reason you don't have the second draft yet. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to put
Crank it up.
for certain charges, the definition of knowing in the count, even on non-homicide, because, for example, assault, the definition of knowing is nature or result. But with child abuse, the definition of knowing is nature only, not result. And I want that to be correct. In this case. I want to correct in all cases. So, it
He is,
may be
he is talking a little bit about jury instructions and what he'll have to do.
I did notice a couple of
Structure.
typos in there.
Yeah, house.
Okay.
But we'll go on.
I have them marked, but I don't have them in front of me to tell you what they are.
I found where, on the felony murder, I still have a special robbery.
Yes, in one count there, you have the wrong name of the defendant.
Yeah, on the verdict form.
I think it's somewhere else too, because I didn't read the verdict form.
We're up to 77 pages.
Yeah, the lead detective generally sits with the
15
prosecution
minutes.
during the trial.
Three.
Judge Beck said it took him 2 minutes a page, so that would have been 2.5 hours.
Right. Well, guys, that assumes no blame.
I don't think I want to say on the record. I said it. Yeah.
77 pages of instructions.
If the jury's ready, Mr. President.
That's a lot.
If you want to get your next witness headed this way, General.
Everyone stand, please.
I see Tennessee whiskey slid in here all smooth like and said late. Welcome. I can never tell the stuff I know though, so you're safe.
You may be seated. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As we start off each court session, I gave you certain admonitions yesterday before you left. Does any juror have anything to report with regard to those admonitions? Nope. If you do, raise your right hand. Nobody's raised their hand. General, call your next witness.
State will call Christopher Will Hoyt.
Christopher Wilson. Cornish Lynn, welcome. Good to have you here. Thank you for coming back. Katie Russin just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. Tennessee Whiskey, you're one of the recipients. Dinah Do 420 got one as well.
Raise your hand, sir. State your name.
Chris Will Hoyt.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and but the truth.
Yes,
Is my objection counter right? Was it 57 or 60?
Good morning.
You are Christopher Will Hoyt, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And where are you employed?
I'm employed with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
And what is your position there?
I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge of the Johnson City Criminal Investigation Division.
Okay. And how long have you been employed with the TBI?
Since 2001.
What was your assignment back in February of 2020?
Same assignment. I was the Assistant Special Agent in charge of that unit. and working on the Evelyn Boswell case.
Okay. You anticipated my next question. So you did, in fact, assist the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office in their investigation into the disappearance of Evelyn Boswell?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what was your role as far as within the TBI or in that investigation?
Just participated in the investigation in any way possible. We also had a case agent that was assigned to the case, a number of agents that also worked on the case, and I was here to, for lack of a better term, lend a hand and help in any way possible.
All right. Specifically, I want to draw your attention to February the 23rd of 2020. Did you encounter the defendant, Megan Boswell, on that day?
Yes, sir.
And did you have an opportunity to speak with her?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you would kind of tell the jury the circumstances around you talking with Miss Boswell.
So I was at the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office that day. Miss Boswell had been interviewed that day, and following her interview, she left and went downstairs. I walked downstairs, or I guess I took the elevator downstairs, and went outside where she was located, and merely asked her if she was waiting on a ride. And at that point, she began talking to me about Evelyn, and so I asked her if she wouldn't mind coming back inside and if I could take a statement from her.
All right. Now, where all this occurs, this over here at the Sheriff's Office?
Yes, sir.
Sullivan County Sheriff's Office.
And right as you walk out the front door there, it's kind of a ramp that goes down, and she was standing against those bars there.
Okay. That's right around the corner from where we are right now here in Blumpville, Sullivan County, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You mentioned that she began speaking with you. Did she know who you were?
I don't know. I at some point in time, I'm confident she knew that I was with the TBI or that I was law enforcement.
Okay. Did you identify yourself to her?
Yeah. At some point in time, I told her, that I was Chris Hoyt and I was with TBI.
All right. And I think you said this earlier, but when you actually went to speak with Miss Boswell, where did you go? Where over in the building did you all talk?
I went back upstairs because I asked her to come back into the lobby, and I went back upstairs to get a pad, a piece of paper to write on, and a writing to her, a pen. And so I came back downstairs and I sat in the lobby and talked to her there.
Okay. So this was downstairs, not upstairs in the interview rooms. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Kind of tell the jury how this interview process went about. How did you conduct the interview with Miss Boswell?
Well, I don't know that it's I don't know that this is the correct term, but I call it a cognitive interview. And so what I try to do is just ask her kind of what happened, and when I do, I try to get the details to the nth degree if I can, just to find out, just so that there's nothing missing, just so we can find out what happened.
Okay. So did you write that down as you were speaking with Miss Boswell?
I did, sir.
All right. And did you record this interview?
I did.
Okay. How did you record it?
I had a digital tape recorder, or digital recorder. It's not a tape recorder. Digital recorder that I used.
So you recorded it audio only. Is that correct?
Well, recorded it on paper and recorded it audio.
Okay.
Yes.
I guess to be a little more specific, there was no video recording of this.
No, sir, there wasn't. No.
Okay. You had a chance to listen to that recording of the interview that you did with Miss Boswell?
Yes, sir.
And the recording that you listened to, was it a true and accurate recording of your interview with her on February the 23rd of 2020?
Yes, sir.
All right. Judge, I would move to make that an exhibit at this time.
No, sir.
Be Exhibit 228.
Audio recording.
Yes, Judge.
Audio recording only, no video.
I would ask at this time to publish that to the jury.
Do you think you did Miranda? Will that be an issue with the defense? I mean, it's not for the court because there's no objection, so it's coming in, but they might sort of try to raise that in front of the jury. There were so many interviews, so many stories.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's good audio. I'll do what I can to clean it up.
February 23rd, 11:22 p.m.
We've got captions. No way.
I have been sitting down across from you the whole time. What's your full name?
Megan Nicole Boswell.
M-E-A-G-A-N?
Yeah. N-I-C-O-L-E.
I-C-O-L-E? What's your date of birth?
3/21/01. That girl that hung out with my mom went missing the same time Evelyn did. What if my mom gave her to her?
New story.
Well, what if you find her and she doesn't want to give Evelyn back to you?
I'm just trying to make sure.
Zoom in so we don't see the
I'm just
jury
being honest with you. Because do you know that's what happened?
Well, I mean, no, but they went missing like around the same time.
Who did?
That Steffi girl. I never knew her name, just like I would see her in the car with my mom sometimes. I'm pretty sure they did drugs together, to be honest with you.
Okay.
My mom doesn't really hang out with quality people.
You told me right outside of here. Then on the 14th and the 16th.
Yeah.
So tell me what happened again.
Okay, I just wanted a break. Because I kept Evelyn for...
So did you call your mom? Okay. Do you remember what day it was? Was it
I don't, to be honest with you.
Tell me what had happened that day. Why it was that you had decided on that day you wanted a break?
I was just really tired, going to work every day and coming back. I just wanted a break.
So where was your baby at? Had been staying at before while you were going? You were working at the chicken shack.
Yeah, either with the mommy or babysitter.
See.
I don't know.
I was working at the chicken shack. My mom or
Oh, mommy.
oh mommy?
No, I mean, oh, mommy for the first one. Or babysitter. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Oh mommy or babysitter.
I won't lie, there's a couple times my mom did watch Evelyn just because I couldn't look and then rebelled.
Child. Was old mommy keeping the child all the way up to the 14th or the 16th?
I went back and forth between people because sometimes she wouldn't feel good, and like sometimes babies are gonna watch her, and it was just a mess.
But she kept her
A lot.
a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Can we just start there and then get this over with, please?
Yeah.
Okay. I called my mom just because I wanted a break, and she told me that her and what we were in Mendoza that night.
call my mom. Cause I need a break. This was sometime between December
Yeah.
14th and 16th. So did your mom come to where you were? Which was where?
Metro. She wasn't supposed to know I was staying there, so I didn't want her around. He told me if she came over or anything like that I couldn't stay there anymore and he wouldn't like help me out or anything like that.
Okay. to my trailer. How did you call your mom?
On the phone.
All right, what phone number did she have?
It was whatever Jude's number is now.
Jude?
Yeah.
A phone and the number.
I don't remember anymore, to be honest with you.
His number.
She's had like 10 different phones since then. I just,
Jude. Who's Jude?
this guy that they live with.
Now, you don't remember the number?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, like she's had 10 different numbers since then, and I remember 3 of them. The rest of them just kind of, I just don't remember.
Okay. So you called her. What time was it she came over?
Not time. It wasn't too long after I got off work, maybe like 7.
So you got off work
Yeah.
and you went over to the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
To the trailer.
What happens, we all find out when I get her back or if the person wants to keep her.
Let's work on finding her, honey. Okay.
Can you give me an answer?
I will. I'll do my best to find out what we can do. I got off work and went to the trailer. That's where you called your mom from?
I called her on the way to work. My car, well, the cruise had
The
like
way home from work?
Yeah, it had like a touch screen where, you know, you could just hit like phone, contacts, whatever. Like you didn't have to like pick up your cell phone. You know what I'm saying?
You had the number that you had back then. What was the number?
My 579 number. Like I said, my car had like a touch screen where, you know, you could plug your phone up and it'd be like contacts, calls, like, you know what I'm talking about. It had like Apple Play or whatever in the car. I told her I just wanted a break. I was supposed to get her the next day.
You mean you're supposed to get her the next day?
I was supposed to pick her up the next day.
From your mom?
Mm-hmm.
So mom comes over there. What's she driving? Who's she with?
She's with Will. I don't remember what car they were in, to be honest with you. It was dark. It was a little sedan, if that matters to me.
Who's Will?
Her boyfriend. You know that.
Will, what's his last name?
McLeod.
Small sedan. Color, you know anything? What color was it?
It was a dark car, and it was not time. And unfortunately, I didn't work at the time, so I mean, like, you know. I came in the door for maybe like 10 seconds, handed everything to her, and then went back in.
Your mom didn't come in the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
So what was Evelyn wearing when she went with your mom?
I already told you what it was.
I wasn't in there.
It was a little hot pink tracksuit, the matching boat and shoes. It's a tracksuit.
Had she been wearing this all day?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just asking.
Does that make it bad because she's wearing it all
No, no.
No,
So
she was wearing it all day.
Evelyn was wearing
She didn't get dirty, so I didn't change it.
a small,
A Puma
tracksuit.
It's hot pink.
Track suit.
It's hot pink and she had a belly match. And with shoes.
Huh?
With shoes that matched it.
It's hard to hear.
Shoes
She's
with
talking
pink?
about what Evelyn was wearing, the hot
They were
pink
tennis
tracksuit.
shoes. They matched the tracksuit. Okay, so she takes her
What
dress.
time had you picked? So had old mommy had her that day?
Mhm.
YouTube does not allow me to have captions. Right? It's not an option
Yeah,
for how we live
that was
stream.
one of the days, like, a mommy kept her for a little bit, and like the babysitter kept her for a little bit, and I just can't, honest God, remember which one I picked her up from, but I think it was a mommy.
How did she get from old mommy to the babysitter?
I left work.
When?
I don't remember when, to be honest with you. I'm sorry, it's tired, I'm sleepy.
Who was the babysitter?
Sue.
You left work like around lunch or when?
It was after lunch. I really don't remember the exact time, to be honest with you.
You realize that's important though, right? I mean, these details are very important for us to try to find the child. Also kept her work. I left work sometime.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay, so mom picks her up.
hold on.
Okay.
Picked up Evelyn. Took her to Sue's trailer, house. What's she living?
I think it's a double wide. I think you consider it a double wide.
Home. Tell me this. Why did you have to pick her up from old mommy and take her to Sue's? Why was the change?
Mom made me get tired of watching her.
So did old mommy call you and tell you she was tired that day?
Yeah. She's old. She's 70 years old.
So she called and told you, I'm tired, I can't watch her.
She never been in a bad way.
Mommy called. That day.
Dad used to do that too. Like, if I left somewhere and I was gone long and I was supposed
She
to.
was tired and could not keep her any longer. That is why I took her to Sue. I left work to do that. Did you call Sue before you took her over there?
Her name on my phone was really Sue Babysitter.
Huh?
Her name on my phone was literally Sue Babysitter.
So, you think so then you must have picked her up from Sue that day.
Like I said, I really don't remember who had her first and who dropped her off.
I know, but at this point, we're confident that old mommy had her, that you picked her up and took her to Sue. You wouldn't have taken her back to old mommy at any point in time.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so you went and picked her up from Sue on that day.
Can we get back to my mom?
We can as soon as we get this finished out.
Okay.
All right, so what time did you pick her up from Sue?
Whenever I got off work.
Which was about what time?
Probably 6:30.
So you pick her up at 6:30. Anybody with you? Just you. Nobody at Sue's.
I don't know if her husband was there or not. I didn't see him. Sue still has Evelyn's pack and play. They said we covered some of her clothes.
From that day.
Yeah. I never went back and looked.
So you had taken that from old mommy's to over there that day?
My mommy never kept a pack and play there.
Okay, so did Sue have this that day? She already had it?
Yeah, but it was Evelyn's pack and play. It's like pink, got flowers on it. Well, like the insert of the bed playpen is pink, and it's got like the edges of it's like white. And it's got pink roses on it.
Okay.
Like, have you seen a pack and play?
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you have a kid. Okay, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the design or whatever around it.
Yeah.
On the very top part, that fabric part, it's like a gray coat pack and play. It's
Yeah.
white with pink roses.
Yeah, but Sue.
Already had the pack and play.
Okay.
So I left it there before.
Yeah.
And some clothes.
So she had clothes. So.
Yeah.
But,
And she maybe had.
but you had dressed Evelyn that day, right?
Yeah.
In this Puma outfit.
Yeah.
So she didn't change clothes or anything like that.
Well, no. Sue still has clothes that I dropped off there for Evelyn.
No
It's
problem.
gonna be changed.
So you pick up Evelyn,
Yeah.
right? 6:30. Did you call your mom from when you were going from Evelyn's house or Sue's house to your trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me this: were you or were you not living with Hunter at the time?
On and off.
On and off.
I wasn't necessarily like living there, but I'd stayed a couple nights there.
Wasn't living there. I just stayed a couple nights. That's a little different story.
Okay, so mom picks Evelyn up. You know, they're going to Dover. I'm like, okay.
So wait a minute. So your mom doesn't come inside. So is this conversation you're having with your mom, is it standing at the door?
She's like, we're going to Mendota. I'm like, here's Evelyn's stuff, Bob. Like, it was really quick.
Okay, how far is Mendota?
I don't know, I've never been. How far is Mendota? Do you know?
I don't. The reason I'm asking though is did you ask like, does she need a toothbrush? Or not a toothbrush, but does she need like overnight stuff?
I did send her overnight stuff. Mine was supposed to be overnight, I was supposed to go the next morning.
Okay, so you had a bag that you gave to your
It
mom.
wasn't a bag, it was a little basket.
It was a basket.
It's blue. It had like diapers, and like I gave like some milk.
Did Will get out of the car and come with her to the door?
No.
Okay, so when my mom came to the door, okay, were you planning on your mom keeping her that night? Okay.
So I sent overnight stuff.
When mom came to the door, did you tell her that on the phone?
Yeah, she knew.
Okay.
She was aware. Supposed to be the next day.
Into the door. I gave her basket.
It was a blue basket. Does that matter?
That was blue.
Does that matter at all?
Sure. It had overnight clothes.
Yeah. Well, anytime I ever took Evelyn anywhere, I sent with extra clothes. Because babies get dirty.
Overnight clothes
Diapers, milk.
and extra clothes. And also had
You were really thorough.
diapers and
Did you say
milk.
Yeah.
you were
What
really
kind of
thorough?
milk?
Whole milk.
Whole milk, not any kind of formula or anything like that. She just drank whole milk.
Yeah, around 9 months old, like, she started spitting formula back up, so I switched her on whole milk. My pediatrician told me not to, but, like, she never spit up again, and she was fine, so I just kept her on whole milk.
Just whole milk. Did you put some kind of cold thing in there to keep the milk cold?
No.
I gave it to her, like, out of the, whatchamacallit, the fridge. I'm sorry, I'm half asleep. Please bear with me, I can't remember.
Hey, Amber, can you post the link for the map?
Milk. Right out of the fridge.
Should I not have done that?
I don't know. I don't know where she was going or what the deal was. So, what did your mom say to you when she left?
That I didn't hear more of the girl.
Okay. My mom said,
I couldn't even more of the girl.
Here's the link to the map. Those we're asking.
Pick her up.
It's a viewer
So
map.
at some point she's got to tell you where she's going.
Mendota.
I know that, Megan, but it's important about how and when she told you. Did she tell you that at the beginning of the conversation, while you were on the phone, or at the door, or at the end?
We were on the phone. She told me her little got Mendota for now.
Yeah. Her and Will? We're going to Mendota. Okay. Now, did she say we're going over there to camp or to see somebody, or what did she say?
I mean, I just assumed camp, I'm not gonna lie to you. They always camped out there. Will has a camper.
At Mendota? What's it look like?
I've never seen it, to be honest with you. It's just a camper. I think it's at Jude's now. Or it was at Jude's. It's just a camper.
What kind of camper?
A camper. I've never laid eyes on it to tell you that it was camper. Like what kind of camper it was or anything like that. I'm sorry.
Did your mom say we were going camping?
I don't know anywhere else she could stay in Mendota other than that camper.
I understand that, but what else did she say?
That was it. I was literally like, here's Evelyn, here's your stuff, see you, Bob. It was a quick exchange. It's like along like Holston River, I guess. That's what my dad told me.
How did your dad know?
Because my mom got like a trespassing charge because she like walked over property one day, like in Scott County, but he was like, that river flows through Mendota. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he knows what he's talking about. I guess. What time is it?
I'm not really sure.
That's a loud fan.
So, your mom leaves.
The next day she calls. And she's mad. That's
What time?
In the morning.
I mean, were you still in bed?
Yeah, I was out of bed. I was getting ready.
You were getting ready for
Work.
So what day was that?
The 15th and the 17th.
It's like she's getting tired of telling lies, but she can't stop. YouTube is having some issues. Try to refresh. Those should fix them all if you're having audio clips and things
She's
like
like,
that.
I don't know, like, you don't deserve Evelyn. You're
she don't, she won't stop. She's just lying.
She kept telling me stuff like, oh, like you don't deserve her.
I said Evelyn was with.
Somebody would take better care of her. She'd be happy to do.
This deliberative note-taking leaves long, awkward pauses in the conversation, and liars try to fill the gap with more words. That's what she does.
I don't know that anybody said that. You know why? Because we don't know what happened. And Megan, I'm not sitting here saying this isn't feasible, but I'm confident that you know more than what you're saying to me. That's all. I'm not sitting here saying this isn't. I'm confident that you know.
I don't know more than what I'm telling you.
At the minimum, your mom has told you where this child is. At the minimum.
I think it's someone that
Would take better care. Somebody who would take better care.
Do you know the day that you ordered that press release together? She kept trying to take me back up there, and I told her, I was like, look, you just give her to me. I was like, so help me God, I will not bring your name into it. I will walk my ass up there with Evelyn on my head and be like, it's mad at my dad, and don't want him to see the baby, like, you know, think of some bullshit. And I was like, I will let them just see the baby. I was like, you're taking me to her, just tell me.
I want you to listen to what you just said. Your mom kept trying to take you back up there.
But she wouldn't tell me why.
Megan, that is not feasible whatsoever.
Why do you think that's not feasible?
Why would your mom say, I want to take you up there, but wouldn't say, this is where
Well,
that
she
kid
wouldn't tell me
is?
that's where we were going. That's just where the road signs were pointing to. She was taking me somewhere way up in Virginia, and the road signs were like pointing towards Mendota.
Okay. And you didn't go?
No, because she wouldn't tell me. She just kept telling me that I don't need to talk to you all, that I need to like go with her and just like leave the whole situation and stuff like that.
And you and she told you that you needed to know where the child was.
No, she never mentioned.
Why else would she be taking you?
She wouldn't tell me. I kept asking. She wouldn't answer me.
That makes no
And
sense.
then I told her that if she didn't take me and drop me off back up there and talk to you all, she would in the press release that I was going to call and get myself and you come get me.
She told me that somebody who would take better care. Evelyn was with somebody who would take better care of the child. She told you that next morning. That.
No,
What else?
that I didn't deserve Evelyn. That I was a bad mom and I didn't support her. She told me who she was with loved her.
She told you what?
That who she was with loved her.
She told her she was with who loved her.
That the person or the people?
The person she was with loved her.
She told me the person she was with loved her.
That she was safe from all for anything.
That she was safe.
That if I loved my child, I'd let her have a better life.
If I loved my child, I'd let her have a better life.
I love my child. What?
I would let her have the better life. But she had with me.
Which she had with me. Dilly, congratulations. 25 months.
That's all.
That's all.
Megan, did your mom bring you any money?
Did your mom bring you any money? No.
The only time she's ever given me money is when me and her started hanging out again. She gave me like $20 one time because I had got in the car and was getting me on gas and her and everybody.
No, I'm talking about this time right here.
No,
Okay.
no, she never gave me money.
What else did your mom tell you?
That's it. She just kept repeating those same like phrases over and over again. Just kept on saying if I wanted Evelyn to have a good life, it wasn't me. Sorry.
I just want to know why you didn't tell us this in the first place.
Because when she's happier, she doesn't want to be with me.
Megan,
Everybody keeps telling me I'm a bad mom and she'd be better off with anybody but me.
Everyone keeps telling me I'm a bad mom and she'd be better off with anybody but me.
I want to know something.
What?
Do you think Evelyn is alive? You do. Are you confident of that? You're shaking your head yes. Does that mean yes?
Yeah.
She does think
Megan.
Evelyn's
I
alive.
just don't know where.
Megan, I want you to know something.
I just don't know where.
If Evelyn is alive and she's okay, it's okay. Okay? And I even go back to the fact that if she's not and something just accidentally happened, it happens. It's sad, but it happens. I can't go out here though and find this child, no matter how it is, and turn around and make it okay. If when I talk to the people, they say, Megan knew this. Do you understand that?
I do.
And I'm telling you, that's more feasible than you don't know at this point because Barbie told a couple of different stories. If you know where the child is, I need to put my hands on it so that I can help you with this. You need to tell me, honey.
I don't have an exact idea. I just think so when I've been down there, my mom is out with us too.
Don't have an exact
Did your mom
address,
hang
just
out
in
with you?
Mendota.
Tell me who your mom hangs out with.
Nobody else heard anything about the moment. I've already given you.
What names do you know?
You're gonna have to give me a second, I think. There's like Travis, Tristan, Billy, Kristen.
These are all people in Mendota.
No. I don't know anybody that she knows in Mendota. My mom has a lot of like sketchy friends and they move around a lot. And Will has a lot of sketchy friends that move around a lot.
My mom has a lot of sketchy friends. They move around a lot. Will has a lot of sketchy friends. They move around a lot.
I really am trying to help, honey.
If you find everybody to ever get her back.
I'm just telling you. This is the problem. The only problem is this is. I know that you want to sit here and say, "Hey, this first part or whatever," but if that story was true, there's no reason why you wouldn't have told me the whole thing or told those guys the whole thing the first time. Before I get up from this chair, honey, I need to know every bit of this.
I'm telling you every bit that I know. Even when we started hanging out again, that's just all she would tell me.
You do realize, Megan, that I know that you sat in that seat up there and you told those guys the last time that was everything you knew. But it wasn't, was it?
I'm really taking a lot of technicism, so I think promise you that I will. You schedule in the morning. You'll have to come get me. I'll have right up to you. I'll take me.
Megan just keeps saying she's telling the truth.
This shows that you're not being truthful. What are you going to do?
I know. I know that more.
This is audio only.
See, I've got to sit here and believe you, honey. I also believe that you feel confident that your child is still alive.
Right. Well, is that a bad thing?
No. But what the bad thing is if you have an idea of where it's at and you're not telling me.
I know a general area.
All right, where?
Mendota. That's the general area.
You know what I mean.
I don't know exactly this section of Mendota, like that one.
I feel pretty confident that your mom probably would have said she's here or she's with so-and-so.
She never gave me the name. The only coincidence I could think of that was really like, oh, that's weird, is like that girl that Mom used to hang out with just kind of disappeared, like almost exactly when Evelyn did. And the day Mom got arrested, like she messaged him on Facebook and it was back into like whatever.
So this girl that Mom used to hang out with that
My mom never
disappeared.
said Pickles, always person.
Same
Like
time as
seemed
Evelyn.
to- Not like
Why is that? Would you have said that if you didn't know?
said what?
Person?
No, she never said people. It was always person. It was always the person who has it. It wasn't like, oh, the people were like, you know what I mean? It's always like one person.
Well, just listen. We'll go to the ends of the earth for this kid. Okay?
Okay.
But I'm telling you right now, lots of problems if what you're telling me is a made-up story.
Okay.
You've done this twice.
Okay.
You can't do this.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I know you're young, but you're now an adult. And I'm willing to tear every word up and tear this paper off and take another statement from you and forget it.
I appreciate that.
I would sit right here because I don't want to see you at the age of 18 ruining your life. If an accident happened to this child, I'm willing to write it down.
No.
If you know where your child is,
Yeah.
I'm willing to write it
Accidents
down.
never happened to Evelyn where she bruised her face or something while she was walking.
I'm willing to write down what happened.
I told you.
And if there's more that you know, I've got to know.
There's not. I just have theories, and I told you that. Like
And
I
this
said,
is it.
That one girl that went missing around the same time Evelyn did, like my mom hung out
Do
with
you
her.
know the child to be with that girl?
No, but don't you think it's weird they went missing around the same time? And literally, like almost down to the moment my mom was arrested, she talked to somebody.
What's the girl's name?
It's Lucy Staffy. Do I need to find a ride home for me and Christy? Thank you all. Can I ask you something?
I'm listening.
What if my mom told this girl that she was adopting Evelyn? Could you get her back? Because somebody there told me no. If
What if
they
my
thought
mom
that
told
under
this girl?
pretenses of adoption, you couldn't get it back.
I don't think your mom has the right to let her be adopted out.
Well, still, like,
Her name is what?
Lucy Steffi.
Lucy
Spell
Smith.
Steffi.
New
I
name.
think it's Stefy, maybe.
Lucy Steph.
I'm sorry if I spelled her last name wrong.
What if my mom told this lady that she was adopting Evelyn? Would you be able to get her back? Because under the rules of adoption, you can't.
I was working at the chicken shack. Oh, mommy or the babysitter was keeping the child. I called my mom because I needed a break. This was sometime between December 14th and 16th. My mom came to my trailer. My mom had a phone, and the number is the number that Jude has
It was
now.
always Jude's phone, she just used it. Does that matter? They shared a phone.
was.
Sorry, I didn't catch that video.
Always choose phone. My mom shared it with Jude. Right? I got off work and went to the trailer. I had the 579 number. I called my mom on the way home from work. My car had Apple Play and I called her from the car. I told her I just wanted a break.
Well, technically I called her from the babysitter's house, but to me that's still on the way from work. So if you get down here and you're like, oh, well, you called her from Sue's house, like, that means the same thing to me.
But you called her from the car, right?
Right.
And on your phone?
Right.
Okay. I told her I just wanted a break. My mom came to the trailer with Will McLeod in a small sedan. It was a dark car and it was dark outside. My mom did not come in the trailer. I handed Evelyn to her while she was outside. Evelyn was wearing a Puma track suit that was hot pink with a bow to match. The shoes were pink Puma and matched the suit. Old Mommy had kept the child that day. The babysitter, Sue, also kept her that day. I left work sometime in the afternoon and picked up Evelyn. I took her to Sue's home that I think is a double wide. Right?
I mean, I don't know what you call it. It just looks like double wide. But it's not as long as double wide. What do you want me to do with this?
Initial right here, so that I don't add anything to your statement.
Okay. Right here.
Yep. You see where I've marked this out?
Yeah.
Initial everywhere where I marked that and that out.
Above it?
Yep. Here's the initial right here where we added this. And then initial right here at the bottom. So I don't add anything to your statement. All right. Old Mommy called. Me that day and said she was tired and could not keep her any longer. That is why I took her to Sue. I left work to do that. I called Sue and asked her to keep Evelyn that day. I went to Sue's and picked up Evelyn after work, which was around 6:30 p.m. I called my mom on my way from Sue's to my trailer. When my mom came to the door, I gave her a basket that was blue. It had overnight clothes and extra clothes. It also had diapers and milk, which was whole milk. I gave my mom the milk right out of the fridge. My mom and I could meet her tomorrow. My mom said I could meet her tomorrow and pick her up. When I called her to ask, here, I'm going to say Evelyn, and picked Evelyn up. When I called her to ask her to keep Evelyn, she told me that her and Will were going to Mendota. I assumed they were going camping because Will has a camper, and that is why I assumed that. My mom called the next morning. I was getting ready for work. It was either the 15th or the 17th. My mom said that I was a bad mom and that I did not deserve Evelyn. My mom said Evelyn was with somebody who would take better care of the child. My mom said I did not deserve Evelyn. She said I was a bad mom and could not support her. All that right? Where I marked things out? My mom said that the person she, Evelyn, was with loved her. My mom said she was safe and would not want for anything. My mom said that if I loved my child, I would let her have a better life than she would have with me. A friend of my mom's went missing around the same time Evelyn went missing. Her name is Lucy Steffi. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Initial right there at that. Initial at the very end. Now sign and date, please.
That's Stacy.
That's a good question. 24th.
That's awesome. After midnight. Okay. Did you want to time on that? How was it?
It's a good question.
This is just another story. This is 2 days before Megan was arrested. But I should say the noose is tightening, and she knows it. People are poking holes in her story. They're telling her when it's not believable. She's getting frustrated with that.
I'm pretty sure, I'm just thinking. Megan, don't mommy quit touching the baby before that.
No. She must have her dates wrong because she didn't know it. I know for a fact that she didn't know it. Because I had nobody else to watch her except for 2 people.
I had no one else to watch her.
Mom is also 78 years old. And calls me the wrong name almost every time I see her.
I call my kids the wrong name half the time. That
And
doesn't
my
mean
dad.
there's anything wrong with my
And
mind.
when I was going in and out of there, my dad's like, oh, I didn't see her after Thanksgiving. And like, he literally did, like, actually has pictures of her after Thanksgiving. Or she used to, wherever that white phone that she had.
I don't want us to get up from this chair and miss any opportunity. I've got an 18-year-old daughter. It worries me that if I said let's get up from this chair and that there's more knowledge in your head
There's not.
that I can
And if I
help
think
fix
of
that I can
anything-
help fix this problem
I'm not.
that I can't get.
If I think of anything, I'm like, oh, like, you know.
You
I
need
just
to
thought
think of
was-
it right now.
I can't think of what else right now. It's just like 12:08, not too bad.
Your child's missing. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about your child. Okay? Anything else? Sure.
Are you gonna read Kristen?
Bye.
Are you taking it home or something?
I'll either take you home or get somebody. Give me just a minute.
Is it gonna be like a squad like taking this home?
I don't know.
Okay, some hot holiday.
We'll make it a good, safe ride home. a.m.
12:11 a.m. It's midnight when they finished that one. So long, Norm.
Agent Wilhor, we could kind of tell as you were speaking with Ms. Boswell, you writing that statement down?
Yes, sir.
On a pad? Okay. Did you go over that statement with her?
Yes, sir.
Did you allow her to correct or make any changes to what you were writing down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that indicated on the statement as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. And at the end of the statement, did you have her sign and date it?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign and date it as well?
Yes, sir, I did.
And when you took this statement, you started talking with her, I guess, shortly before midnight on the 23rd?
Yes, sir.
Is that right? And then you finished, I believe you turned off the recording at 12:11 a.m. on the 24th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Objection.
There's an objection. Leading. I do like the style this detective used. The slow notes, the pauses in the conversation. Liars get uncomfortable with a lie hanging out there in air. They try to fill in the gap. And sometimes they add extra information or try to over-explain, and that can really get her in trouble.
Agent Will Hort, I'm going to hand you a document and ask you if you can identify it. Do you recognize it?
Yes, sir.
Is that a copy of the statement that you took from Megan Boswell on the February 23rd into February 24th of 2020?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you recognize her signature at the end of that statement?
Yes, sir.
And do you sign that as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. Judge, we'd move to make that Exhibit 229.
The full Exhibit 229 over the defense objection.
So it's over a defense objection. That's coming in. Norm. Well.
Agent Will Hoyt, during the course of your all's investigation, did you all ever receive or discover any evidence that Evelyn had been given to another person in Mendota, Virginia?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
If you would answer any questions Mr. Scott has for you.
Good morning, Agent Will Hoyt. How are you?
Fine, sir. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking. You took this statement on February the 23rd. It appears it started up into the night. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
How long had Megan been at the Sheriff's Department that day prior to that statement being taken? Do you know?
I don't.
Okay. Did you Mirandize her?
No, sir.
Do they bring that up?
The statement, the subject matter of the statement, obviously you're aware that several other statements had been taken from her?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're in charge of the field office in Johnson City, basically, right?
Yes, sir.
So that means you review and sign off on everything that's done in every case.
In the field division, yes, sir.
So everything that Agent Grax is doing, you're reviewing and you're signing off on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you were aware that she'd been interviewed several times prior to your interview?
Several being, I guess, I don't know, but yes, she had been interviewed prior to that, Mr. Scott. You are correct.
Okay. And your interview was essentially a continuation on the same subject matter of the prior interviews?
Can you repeat the question?
Your interview was a continuation of the subject matter of the prior interviews, being the disappearance of Evelyn Boswell.
Well, it was a different interview, but I guess I was questioning her about Evelyn, which I think was the subject of every interview.
Sure. That's all the questions I have, Judge. Actually, no, I can ask one more thing.
Sure.
Were you aware that the TBI had provided Megan with a cell phone on the 23rd?
I apologize, Mr. Scott. I can't recall that. I believe that was the case, yes. But I don't know. I don't know the details of that. I'm sorry.
Okay. So you don't know that cell phone could have been used to track her to see if she'd went to the location after the 23rd where the body was found? If you know.
I don't.
That's all the questions I have, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
Is he free to go?
For the state, yes.
Judge, I would ask that he be subject to recall, but free to leave the courthouse.
Agent Woodward, your testimony right now is over. However, you are subject to being recalled. You don't have to stay at the courthouse. Just make sure that we can get a hold of him and get you here soon.
Yes, sir.
That last recording did sound more like taking a statement
Statement called
instead of interrogation.
Special Agent Paul Durant.
Next up, Special Agent Paul Durant. They might want him recalled because he was in charge. He's one of the people in charge, so he signed off on things. So if they can get something that comes out that wasn't favorable for the investigation, they might be able to poke holes and make it look like it was a poor investigation. Just one of the ways they can introduce a little bit of doubt, or attempts to.
Raise your right hand, sir. State your name, please.
My name is Paul Durant.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I swear.
Please tell the jury your name and where you're employed.
My name is Paul Durant. I'm a special agent with the FBI assigned to the Johnson City RA.
Okay. And is your last name spelled D-U-R-A-N-T?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been employed in that capacity?
I've been employed with the FBI for about 5.5 years.
Okay. And you stated your title was Special Agent?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell the jury a brief description of your current duties with the FBI?
So as a special agent with the FBI, I'm primarily assigned to investigate crimes against children. So anything with sexual exploitation, kidnapping, human trafficking, things of that nature.
Okay. Can you give the jury a brief summation of your education?
Yes. So I have a bachelor's degree in finance that I attained from the University of Central Florida. I have a second bachelor's degree in biomedical science, which I also attained from the University of Central Florida.
Okay. And during the time you were employed with the FBI, were you asked to aid in the investigation of missing child Evelyn Boswell?
I was.
What were you tasked with doing at that time?
So the FBI in general was tasked with supporting our local and state partners. We did anything from interviews to phone extractions to assisting interviews outside of the state. Primarily, my responsibility was reviewing all of our documentation and looking for any patterns and things like that.
Okay. When you say documentation, are you referencing digital documentation or other items?
Mostly digital documentation, as well as like interviews and notes and stuff like that from the other investigative agents.
Okay. And from the time you first assisted until now, have you continued to receive training in the area of forensic examination of digital devices?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Can you tell the jury briefly what type of training you've received?
I received training through the FBI as part of the Computer Analyst Response Team technician, as well as the Digital Evidence Examination technician.
Okay. When you say response team, what does that mean exactly?
Essentially, like any of the response teams, are teams that can be deployed. We can go to search warrants. For example, like we call it CART for short. The CART team would join investigative agents in the field. We would examine any computers that were on and available during the time, as well as cell phones. and then bring those back to our office for further examination and extraction.
So CART is short for Computer Analysis Response Team?
Yes.
Okay. And how long have you been a part of that team?
I believe about 3 years now.
Okay. And have we sufficiently covered your training regarding digital evidence, or is there anything else you would like the jury to know?
So that's the majority of my training with digital evidence.
Does the FBI utilize forensic digital evidence equipment to aid you in your investigations?
Yes, so we have several different forensic softwares that are FBI approved, as well as specific devices to help us extract and image electronic devices.
Okay. And we'll briefly go into what the FBI utilizes. When it comes to cellular devices like telephones, what would a digital analysis entail regarding cell phones?
So regarding cell phones, we do what we call extractions of cell phones. So we use a forensic software to extract different data from the cell phones. There's several different extraction methods that you can use. Three main ones. The first one is kind of a logical extraction. Essentially what that does is we ask the cell phone, what can you provide us? And the cell phone will provide us X data. The next analysis that we can do or extraction that we can do is called a file system extraction. That's kind of where our software goes into the cell phone and then tries to pull as much data as we can from that cell phone. The last extraction that we can perform is called a physical extraction. Essentially, that is a bit-for-bit copy of whatever that electronic device is.
Okay. And just so we know, when you say extraction, do you mean taking the information off of that device to be able to utilize what you're looking at?
By extraction, yes. We don't take anything physically off of that device, but we make a copy of those items on that device and put it onto another, like electronic storage media. Okay. So we're not changing anything on the device. Okay. We have different methods that ensure that we have made a what we call a forensic copy of that device.
So it's essentially a copy of what was on that device.
Correct.
Okay. You've done this a little bit, can you tell the jury how that's done? How does a technician take that copy from a cellular device and put it into another place?
Yeah, so we'll connect that electronic device up to like our computers and our forensic extraction software. We use things like write blockers to ensure that no information from our devices or our computer is transferred over to the cell phone. Once the data is extracted from that device, we'll go ahead and ensure that a copy has been made, a forensic copy. We do that through hash verification. There's two different ones that we use. One is MD5 hash, and the other one is SHA-256 hash. Essentially what a hash is like a fingerprint of that electronic device. It just shows that we made a exact forensic copy of that content. Okay. Once that content is created, we transfer that to another electronic storage medium, whether that's a USB drive, whether that's just any kind of external media drive. And then we run a hash verification to ensure that that copy was not altered during that transfer process.
Okay.
That is typically what is done best practice.
Okay. Can you tell the jury what types of...
We have an objection. Judge generally does not allow speaking objections in this trial, so the approach, we get a sidebar every time, but sometimes we can hear the sidebar. See it. Thank you to all those who clicked the like button. We are 4 away from 1,000. We hit it. Thank you, thank you. Quick reminder, while we've got a second, to those people who are trying to join our Facebook page, you can't just click invite. We unfortunately have a lot of bots that try to join the page and they cause spam. The only way we can rule those out is by having just a series of questions on the admission form to answer. They're very simple. The bottom one, most important, that you agree to follow the rules. So please, if you're trying to click that button, just answer the questions first, and then we can approve you really quickly. Tanya Dean, welcome. Thank you very much. Looks like you might be a Bama fan.
Have just a moment, Your Honor.
Welcome. Good to have you here. Angelique, gifted a membership. Thank you. This is one of the, Josh says, this is one of the agents. This agent was one of the 2 served as the senior team leaders on Knoxville FBI's evidence response team during Hurricane Helene. Wow. I didn't know that. So still working in the area in the same job. Much different case, though.
Okay. Agent Durant, have you previously performed digital analysis of cellular telephones?
Yes.
Have you previously performed analysis of social media extractions from search warrants?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we would ask that he be made an expert in the area of forensic analysis of digital devices.
That's board hour.
We got a board ire across from the defense before they give they consent to the expert designation.
Sir, how long have you been employed by the FBI?
I've been employed by the FBI for about 5.5 years, since September of 2019.
And in that time, how many times have you been qualified as an expert in court? Or have you?
I don't believe I've been qualified as one as per a digital evidence extraction. So I've been qualified in the areas of child investigation, like child crime investigations.
But as far as digital forensics, you have not been qualified previously?
No, I don't believe so.
And if we could go back to your training, if you would go over that again with me, specifically as it relates to digital forensics, what training do you have?
In terms of digital forensics, so I have two trainings that I pretty much attended to. One was the computer analyst response team technician. Essentially, that is the one that I explained that you kind of go out there and you're able to collect those electronic devices and then kind of take them back, prepare to do like the digital extraction portion.
Okay. And how long was that course?
So that course was 2 weeks.
Okay. What other training do you have?
So I also am authorized as a digital evidence examination technician. Essentially what that one is that's the actual extraction process of being able to extract the data and search through the data for information, evidence of crime.
Did you go to a course for that?
Yes.
How long was that course?
It was about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks.
Yeah, so both courses were 2 weeks long.
Defense
you
might
have
win this
specialized
objection.
training in the software you're using?
In the software?
Yes.
Yeah, we were shown how to use the software, and we use that software in our cases.
Okay. When you say you were shown how to use the software, what type of training do you actually have with the software?
That was part of that training program where we actually get the software, we review what the software can do, and then we use that in order to extract digital evidence.
And your formal education background is a degree in finance and a degree in biomedical science?
Yes.
Do you have any formal education as far as college or anything like that as it relates to digital forensics, downloading phones, so forth?
No college experience with that, no.
Defense might win this objection. They might not get the expert designation.
We approach.
4 weeks of training. Now I realize he's good at what he does, but he's a field user of the equipment. An expert is somebody who has specialized training experience that can understand on a level beyond the entry level. So depending on how the judge views this, I realize he understands how it works. He's authorized to do it. But no prior expert designation here. Everyone needs to have the first at some point, but we'll see how the judge decides this one. If he doesn't get the expert designation, he still can testify. He just won't be able to opine a little bit. He won't be able to answer some of the more speculative questions. Which would require the state, if they need that for their case, to bring in an actual expert, which they may not have on the list. It's better than I spent 2 nights in Vegas detective training that we've seen in some other cases. But let's see if this one gets through. A couple of you have pointed out that Megan in her interviews seems to be leaking bits of truth in various formats. And I think the picture is starting to get filled in a little bit as she says things like her mom was tired of watching her. I think that she was projecting that was actually her. That she says, Megan says, I loved the way Evelyn smelled, and she always loved taking baths.
Grant,
But her friends say
course of your career, how many of
opposite
these
is true.
digital forensic analysis have you performed?
I've extracted and analyzed, I would say, approximately 30 cell phones or mobile devices, kind of cell phones, iPads, stuff like that. And in terms of computers, probably about another 20 for computers in terms of like laptops, external hard drives, and things like that.
He's brand new. He's brand new.
General, what field were you asking if you have him qualified in? Specifically?
Tish, welcome to the jury.
Forensic
Thank you so much.
analysis of digital devices.
Give it to him, Judge. He's got the training. It's his job. It's what he does. He's just new.
I'm going to overrule the defendant's objection. He'll be declared to be an expert in forensic analysis of digital devices.
Thank you, Your Honor.
He squeaks in just barely. Congratulations. Congratulations, Paul. Britt Bottoms, thanks for gifted membership. Appreciate that.
Okay. So we're going to back up just a few questions. Back to the cellular. I believe you were testifying as to the cellular phone analysis and software that the FBI used. I believe we talked about the types of data that can be, and I think that was actually my next question. When we're talking about cellular phones or cellular devices, can you tell the jury what types of data can be obtained from an extraction of a cellular device?
Yes, so extractions of cellular devices can provide a lot of different data, such as images, videos, text messages. You can do web searches, GPS, pretty much anything that could be stored on a cell phone can be found through an extraction of the cell phone.
Okay. And is every cell phone the same, or are you able to obtain duplicate copies of, like, say, 2 individuals have Facebook on their phones? Do you always get full records on each device, or can that be different depending on the device itself?
It really depends upon the device, depends upon what the software update is, if some have older software versus newer software updates. There's a lot of different factors that can play into what can be extracted from an electronic device. In terms of social media, when you're extracting social media information from the device, it's only the information that is found on it. So a lot of social media companies will store stuff in like the cloud or off of your cell phone. So when you do an extraction, you may only get a couple of days of social media conversations. You may get more, you may get less, you may not get any at all. It really just depends upon the extraction method used and the data that was stored on the actual electronic device.
Okay. Do you also, as part of your training experience, also analyze social media extractions based on search warrants?
Yes.
Okay. Do those tend to offer more information than pulling social media directly from a cellular device?
Yes. So information that you obtain through a search warrant for a social media company is going to have a more complete record of the conversations and the activity on that account as opposed to one that is pulled from an electronic device.
Okay. And can you tell the jury why that is?
So kind of like I stated before, the information that you're going to get from an extraction of an electronic device is only going to be the information that's found on that device when you do the extraction. So one of the things that we do when we do an extraction is we put, like, for example, the cell phone in airplane mode. And in airplane mode, the cell phone is not able to communicate with any of the servers, the social media servers. So it's just whatever's on that device at that time is what you can get. However, when you do legal process through social media, they have access to all the information that they would store. All that information that would be on a cloud account can then be provided to law enforcement through legal process.
Okay. You may have already asked this when the judge asked you these questions. Have you previously performed a digital analysis of cellular telephones?
Yes.
Have you also performed analysis of computers?
Yes.
And what about social media extractions from search warrants?
Yes.
And were you provided with digital extractions in the case we're here on today?
I was.
Okay. Do you know what types of digital extractions you were provided with?
Yes, so the two main ones were a few cell phone extractions as well as social media search warrant returns.
Okay. Were any of those directly linked to the defendant, Megan Boswell?
Yes.
Okay. What were you specifically asked to do with the information that you were given?
I was asked to review the social media search warrant proceeds from Ms. Boswell's Facebook account and Instagram account.
Okay. And tell us what proceeds are.
Proceeds, so when you submit a search warrant to social media companies, essentially what they send you back is the proceeds of that warrant. So when I say search warrant proceeds, I mean all the information that's Facebook or Instagram or any social media has provided the law enforcement officer.
Okay. And were you actually able to perform an analysis on the defendant's social media that was provided to you?
Yes, I reviewed both the Facebook and Instagram accounts.
Okay.
Got another objection here. It's quiet. Well, that takes us up to 60. I just put a sticker in the mail right now. Did you see me? I send all my own stickers. It's like I do my own stunts, but I send my own stickers. Unless you buy them straight from Sticker Mule, then you get a pack straight from the factory.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go with y'all.
Everyone stand, please.
I didn't hear this objection, but we might get a proffer here. If the jury has to leave. maybe the judge just needs a break. It's about that time. It's about 10:30. Let's see. I think it's proffer time.
You may be seated. Thank you.
Thank you, Samantha. We do have sticker packs and magnets available. The link right there if you want a pack of 10. Bug is there. Bug Duggar is in court. She got there a little late today, but I think she's there right now. So she said she was going in about 15, 20 minutes ago. So she should be able to give us a breakdown of the happenings from now going forward. Witness is trying to figure out what he did wrong. State's cleaning their glasses. Just had an objection, and I think people are looking up case law right now. Everyone's sort of busy on their laptops. Judge is on his, both counsel tables. Are busy. We were just getting into the history of the background, what he's done, what he's extracted, how he gets social media account information and activity off of his cell phone. They use airplane mode, and a lot of times they'll use airplane mode and what's called a Faraday bag, which is a bag designed to prevent radio signals from getting inside. So it's like a radio signal proof sealed bag. It uses a Faraday cage, which is ironically what my house is built out of. So I cannot get Wi-Fi from one room to another. But it just prevents, mostly it prevents the phone from being accessed remotely to being reset or have things deleted. There are some phones and applications that will allow you to remotely reset a phone, and that would stop that from happening. Did notice the defense lawyer seems to have a one of those, like either a polarized filter or some sort of a screen cover that prevents the screen from being visible from an angle, which is quite helpful. That saves the cameraman from spending 10 days in jail accidentally. Privacy screen, there's the word. Virginia, yes, this guy, Paul Durant, special agent with the FBI, was made an expert for the first time in his career as a forensic analysis agent of digital devices. An expert. He's expert in extracting data from digital devices, and it's the first time he's been designated as such in any trial, although he has been an expert in other fields previously. Chris Wallace, thanks for gifting a membership. Black Sunflower, welcome. You're the recipient. So, not trying to find a way around police investigations or design things that help criminals in any way, but wouldn't it be smarter to have, like, I guess they call it a dead man switch on a phone, where if your phone does not receive a certain, memorized passcode within a certain time period, it just wipes itself? Wouldn't that be like a more secure method for someone who didn't want their phone data ever to be recovered? I mean, you still are able to go back to the social media platforms and the cell phone towers and the records that way, but as far as on the physical device. Pap says, thank you for the tip. Now I can go live my life of crime. Explain what a proffer is. We thought we were going to get a proffer here. Apparently, we're just researching case law. A proffer is a point where during testimony there may be an objection raised, and the information that they're going into or the question might be eliciting stuff that might be in the realm of not admissible in court, and even bad enough that it could cause a mistrial or go against a ruling the judge has made previously. And so the defense, in this case, because it's a state's witness, the defense might object and say, can we have a proffer? Because I think we're going to go into something that just would not be fair to my client and you wouldn't allow. And so they'll send the jury out, and then they'll ask the questions as if the jury was there. And the witness will say all the words they want to say. Usually they give a little succinct version. They don't go in depth. And the judge like, well, yes or no, to decide. And then the jury's brought back in. And do you want to be heard further?
Judge, if I could speak briefly.
Let's hear what this objection was.
Well, first, the state of Tennessee has fulfilled the notice requirement by filing a written notice of intent to introduce these documents, and we were not at any time notified by the defense that they were going to be opposing these. But also under Rule 902, it falls under a self-authenticating documents because it is records of regularly conducted activity, and the case law is clear that a self-authenticating affidavit is sufficient on being able to bring these records in.
Judge, as it relates to pretrial notice, my reading of Rule 12 of the Tennessee Rules of Criminal Procedure basically sets out 5 things that must be raised pretrial: defects in the institution of the prosecution, defect in the indictment, so forth, motion to suppress, request for discovery, and a motion to sever. None of those things include this. I've objected because that affidavit is not an affidavit. It's a statement, and it should be sworn to in front of someone who is qualified to give an oath. And for it to qualify under 902, I think it has to be an actual affidavit sworn to by someone qualified to give an oath.
Is that fixable at this point?
Your Honor, if you would like, we would be happy to provide you with a case that allows for this document to be sufficient.
State really wants these social media records in. The defense is fighting hard to keep them out. Norm?
It's on page 16.
Deliver the goods.
Yeah.
So you have a copy for the defense?
Norm doesn't even look at the judge, he just hands it to him. Blind handoff right there. I don't know what his name is. I wish I knew his name so I could call him that. Our favorite bailiff. Say my name. That's one way to put it right there. Defense, if they can keep these out, there's probably there's probably a lot more lies in all of this. Anything we find that Megan has touched appears to have a lot of lies involved in it. So there's probably a lot of lies, and there could be some incriminating evidence specifically that may point more to premeditation. And that's something I think the state still has a little bit more work to do to prove the premeditation in this case. Winter Desu, they're arguing about documents that were extracted from a cell phone using a cell phone dump from social media apps. Could be search records, could be postings, could be images, could be updates, social media posts, could be some conversations. But the expert is the cell phone analysis guy, and he did the data dump, and that's where it's coming in as. The defense has objected saying we didn't get, we don't want this in. It shouldn't be allowed in for the reasons as just stated. The state said we gave them notice. They didn't tell us there was any problem before this, and now they've raised this other issue that it's not eligible to be admitted when they never said anything previously. So the state's a little miffed at the defense for how they objected to this one. I've tried to pause. I just can't get a good focus on the bailiff's badge. Yeah, this is the 60th objection. It's a big one. The jury's out for this because it would take some time. Judge has been researching it. It was disclosed, so it's not a Brady violation.
In looking at the written notice, the certificate of service signed by General Harper says that it was emailed to Defense Counsel on the 31st day of January 2025. It was filed February 3rd at the clerk's office.
That's pretty recent.
But it included a copy of this certificate of authenticity and domestic records of regularly conducted activity. Mr. Scott is correct that there does not appear on this document a notary from the state of California. I do note that in every other respect that the certificate of authenticity complies with both rules 803, 6, and 902, 11.
Might be a technicality keeps it out.
The certificate of authenticity declares under penalty of perjury that the certificate is true and correct to the best of this person's knowledge. And it has the logo of Facebook on the document itself. And looking at the case that was handed up, State versus Benitez, 2022 Westlaw 123-1075. Quoting State versus Ferguson, 741 Southwest 2nd, 125, that the circumstances must only show with reasonable assurance the identity of the evidence. And the court satisfied that this certificate complies with
it's coming in
that standard. So I'm going to overrule the objection and the state of the evidence continue. We'll take about 10 more minutes of break. So thank you.
May the witness step down. Yes, the witness is going to step down. We're going to get a very quick break here. So that was close. Basically, it looks like the state failed to have the notice notarized, but it had the sworn that every other portion was right that they were supposed to have for this notice that they gave to the defense. They gave it to them. It was just the end of January and submitted February 3rd. So about a week ago, the state got this, which is pretty recent when you think of documents that are provided for a court case. That's pretty quick, narrow in time frame right up to right when trial was starting. So. It was. I'm surprised actually, but it came in. Judge says it meets all the rules in every other way, and I'm going to allow it over objection. So we'll chalk this one up to you can bring it up on appeal, but this might be telling. They said it's from Facebook out of California, so these are documents that Facebook provided. Remember, she got rid of her phone, right? She got rid of her phone. She threw it away. Either she threw it in the river, she sold it somewhere. It's gone. It's wiped. It's clean. They don't have this. And why would she do that? Why would she get rid of the phone unless it had some information that was pertinent to this investigation? And she knew it. Okay, not just like it might have a ping where I was in the location. There's got to be something a little more substantial, especially because Facebook has the information. So we're talking a post, a messenger exchange. The phone has been rehomed. This is going to be juicy stuff here. So the state fought the designation of the expert. They fought the admission of the evidence. It must be bad. It must be bad. She said she sold it in one of those machines for money. Yeah, but if we go back and listen to the interview where she said that, like half a second. Oh, Bug Dugger's calling in. She's our court watcher. Hang on one second. I have to plug it in so you can hear. Hey, Bug, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, I was just explaining what we think is happening with this evidence, with this expert, the Facebook evidence. What do you have for us?
Well, I'm glad you're trying to figure it out because I just jumped into this beehive. I have no idea. I just got here.
So we've got an expert on the stand right now, Paul Durant. He's the FBI special agent. He works on the CART team. He does phones and computers. Okay, that's what he does. And of course, he deals with a lot of crimes against children. That's CART. But he's done an extraction. He took the phone. He put it in airplane mode. Did the extraction. He's requested data from social media companies. This particular one in question happens to be Facebook in California, and the defense has been fighting tooth and nail to keep this out. They tried to keep him out. They tried to keep this evidence out, using their objection about the notice and how there wasn't a notary stamp on the notice that was filed that they wanted to bring this in. And it's a technical detail, but sometimes those technical details can be a big hurdle. In this case, the judge said it met every other requirement. Everything was done properly. I'm going to allow it in over objection. So it would be basically his version of saying, I think that's a Scrivener's error. It's a typo in the process where they did everything else properly. And so he's going to allow it.
The whoopsie daisy.
Yep. Yeah, don't make too many of those because those do look bad. But
yes. Oh, I do want to say to Red, aye, Captain Cat. I will do my best.
What does Red Pen want?
Norm's real name.
Yes. I hope it's Norm. I hope we just nailed it, and it is. But we've come to love that bailiff. Love that his demeanor.
Yeah.
All right. Can you get information from a phone just from a phone number? Macy, there are two things they can do. If they have the fingerprint of the phone, and this would be like the IEMI number or something like that. It's a unique identifying number on the phone. The phone number, it's like a MAC address. How the computer systems see the phone when it connects, they can get the data from those computer systems if the phone's gone. Or they could get the data from the phone if they have the phone. So there are a couple ways to do it if the information has not been wiped off the phone. But Bug, tell me, is it any different in court today as far as people who are there, their family members present, any general feel?
Less in sitting in today, but it's early. A lot came yesterday afternoon, so that may happen again today. And it was kind of crummy weather this morning, so no snow. No snow.
That's good.
But I had to wait until my husband gave me the all clear after he went out that I could go out.
He tested the waters for you. Well, it's awesome to have you there in court. Obviously, if you see something that happens, between when we're in there and can see what happens, especially if there are some reactions. We're not seeing much of Megan during any of this testimony, so we don't get to see any reactions, and I realize you're going to be seated behind her. But if there's something you notice, something that catches her off guard, or the activity at that table jumps a lot at a certain testimony, please let us know on that. We'd like to.
I will.
Hear that.
I'll open my eyes to that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else, Bug? I'm glad you made it safe.
Nope. Yes. No. I've got nothing. It was just interesting jumping into where I did. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. It's been spicy. It's getting good. I think this has to go because she got rid of her phone pretty early in this investigation, right?
Yeah.
She's been the whole phone swapping, that the whole thing is just has a big question mark on it. Who swaps phones with people? Like, oh, trade me your phones. Hey, who does that, right? Unless you're trying to make sure something's not on their phone and make sure something's not on your phone. It seems suspicious, and then getting rid of the phone. It's going to be.
Yeah.
I think this goes to premeditation. That's my gut feel, that this goes to the premeditation. So
I agree. Yeah. Doesn't look good. It's very messy.
Yeah. Well, Bug, thank you. I'll let you get back in court. I know we've got a couple minutes before you have to take a seat, but thank you once again for being our court watcher today, and glad you get there safely.
Yes.
All right. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, catch you later.
Okay. Thanks, Bug. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bug will be in there for this afternoon as well. Let me go back and mention a couple milestone messages that I missed. I do apologize for that. Amber, thank you very much. 23 months. Thank you. The Courtroom Confidential video was incredible yesterday. They did such a good job on that. Speaking of Amber, look who's on the phone. Amber, what's happening? We were just shouting you out on the member month. Congratulations on 23 months.
Oh, thank you. It seems kind of crazy. It's been that long, but
seems like just
there
yesterday.
It is. It does.
Okay, hold tight because wait.
I mean, it's not.
Hold tight because I think I'm going to do what you're calling to bug me about.
What do you think I'm calling to bug you about?
I missed a message. I'm getting to it. I promise.
Nope, that's not what I was
go ahead,
calling you about. We're seeing a couple comments in chat from a couple people saying that they don't really feel seen or feel like they're being acknowledged. We do apologize. We are trying the best we can. We have 3,000 people in chat.
Yeah. Which is great. Thank you all for being here.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But we can't see everybody, unfortunately, and we try not to slow it down too much because we don't want to punish anybody in gray on slow mode. So we're trying. I promise we see you. Just tag one of us as the mods if we need to answer something specific.
Yeah, and some of you, some of the mods answer questions for me, and when I see that, I don't necessarily answer the same question. So if you tagged me in a question and a mod responds, I watch for that as well because they might help you out with an answer, and that might make it a little smoother for everybody because there are a lot of things to chat. Amber and all the mods, thank you very much. You guys are doing great work.
Absolutely. I couldn't address it in chat fast enough, so calling you was easier. Okay,
right.
Go back to your messages.
Right. Okay,
I gotta
thanks.
get back to work.
Bye. All right, Zimmy, welcome to the gallery. Ooh La La Pat, member for 15 months. We sang to you a little early. That's wonderful. Paris time zone sucks, she says. Mindy FS, member for 15 months, says, I love this community. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Mindy, for the kind words. I appreciate you as well. Krista OG, member for 22 months. Love the premiere last night. Love being here with all you addicts. Michelle Allender, member for 10 months. I've actually been lurking since Cavalcante. That's when I found your channel. Haven't left since. Thank you. That was a lot of fun. That was a crazy time too. Lady Draconis gifted 10 memberships. Lady Draconis, if you don't know, is a mod for Law and Lumber, one of the great pillars of LawTube. Rob is fantastic, good friend to the channel. Thank you very much, Lady Draconis, for your support here as well. Zimmy gifted a membership. Thank you, Zimmy. Katie Russin gifted 5 memberships. Crystal Ray, welcome to the gallery. Dilly Pickles, 25 months. Thank you, Dilly Pickles. Angelique gifted a membership. Green-Eyed Cat gifted a membership. Tish, one of our great mods, welcome to the jury. Tish, thank you very much. I know life's busy. I hope you're doing great. Absolutely busy. Great and busy. Britt Bottoms, there we go. Britt Bottoms gifted a membership. Kelly Don gifted a membership. Chris Wallace gifted a membership. Mathis from Germany comes in and says, will we watch Maya oral arguments live tomorrow? Mathis, we're going to be in court. We're going to be in court. Keep me updated on the end result, though. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Marilyn Skoll, member for 24 months. You hit the big 2-year mark. Congratulations on that new courthouse. It looks great. Home Alone Legend, welcome to the gallery. Look at that yellow courthouse. That looks wonderful as well. Now going back to the other messages, which I've been missing. I apologize. Nikki Zeebs gifted a membership as well. All right. Is Rob a wooden pillar of LawTube? I think he is. I think all the pillars of LawTube are hand carved. Let's see. Andrew C. gifted a membership. Thank you to all those who are gifting memberships. Thank you for welcoming. We've got a lot of new people here, and what a way to welcome them by gifting memberships. It's awesome. Thank you so much. If you want to be eligible to receive a membership, there's a little link we'll put up in chat right here. Oh, it's right there. You click on that link and make sure that the indicator is turned on. YouTube is not going to give you something you don't want. So if you don't let YouTube know that you're willing to accept memberships, it just won't happen. So turn it on and then maybe keep your fingers crossed. Nicole Watson, thank you for gifting a membership as well. Very, very generous. YouTube hates me, says Crunchy Frog. Rob is a lumber stack. If you know, you know. I'll leave it right there, Valerie. We love Rob. Sugar and Spiced, welcome to the gallery. Brand new member. You can never leave. You're among friends now. Dana and Nicole, this is something that just stands out to me as this with each witness that comes on and every story she tells, as basically almost all her family has been thrown under the bus. Her former boyfriend, her current boyfriend, her mom, her mom's friends, her babysitter's sister, every single person in some way or another has been thrown under the bus in this or used to further her lies. And it's heartbreaking to see, especially when so many of them would have done anything for Evelyn, that they get treated this way. But it just hurts to watch that. Zara, member for 6 months, sending love to all everywhere. Justice for little Evie. Thank you. Tipsy Tracy gifted 5 memberships. Tipsy Tracy, thank you. And followed that by Alexis with another one. Thank you very much for your generosity. Laura Lee Annie says, I think Apple has part of that dead man switch in the newest update. Haven't researched it yet, though. That would be interesting. Who is her current boyfriend? Well, according to her, it was Hunter. According to Hunter's dad, they never really were a thing. So one thing we know, we will not be hearing for Hunter because he is in treatment. He's getting help for something that was a mental health issue that was only, I believe, exacerbated by what Megan did to him post what she did to Evelyn. So he's definitely not going to be taking the stand. But I think the word boyfriend, either his dad didn't have a full understanding of their relationship, or Megan sort of took creative liberties in describing how they were knew each other a little more than maybe actually was. So, all right. Jovi Ray, thank you. Kimar, we were talking about this just briefly before the break, that every time Megan tells a story or tells a lie, there seem to be nuggets of truth, and sometimes they're wrapped in what someone else said about her that sort of rings more true as to what she might be subconsciously feeling about herself. Like she says, my mom told me that I didn't deserve Evelyn. I wasn't a good mom. She's trying to paint her mom in a bad light that way. But, I mean, I hate to be a spoiler here, but her mom doesn't have Evelyn, right? Her mom didn't take Evelyn. We know that. And as she leaks these little bits of information, when she says, "Oh, what is," into the news reporters, tell us a little about Evelyn. What was she like? Oh, she's the sweetest little baby. She loves everybody. She gives kisses. She wants to wave at everybody. What does she love? She loves taking baths, and I love the way she smelled. Guess what? Your friends and your babysitter say that when Evelyn came over, she was always dirty. And they could smell her across the table, and she needed to be changed, and she had a diaper rash because she had been ignored and hadn't been cared for. And so she's putting these bits in there that are either exact opposite of what is true, or what is true, but putting it in somebody else's on somebody else's plate. And it's starting to build a picture. And one of the things she said is that she said that she couldn't find a babysitter, or when she said I'd leave treats for her on the food for her on the floor. it sounds like she left Megan. Megan left Evelyn. It's like, is that how this began? Is she would just go to work and leave her daughter at home? That would explain the diaper rash. That would explain the food on the floor that she was able to just, that would explain why she was forced to learn how to just feed herself at a young age. But it's really sad. That's what it is. Okay. The similarities between Megan and Casey Anthony are too much. Blaming parents and babysitters wanting me time and not making a report for your missing child. Yeah. Just bad. All right. I believe that is exactly what happened. So sad. Yeah, the JVA. She was never mean. She's the sweetest baby. She's never mean. Everyone loves her. She's mean AF. And she rips out chunks of my hair. But then she came and gave me a kiss one time when I thought she was going to pull my hair, and I cried for weeks. But she kisses everybody. The dichotomy of these stories is something doesn't match up. It's not congruent. All right, can't get over the sippy cup at 6 months. That is young. That is young for a sippy cup. I can tell you it's a lot easier to fill a sippy cup than it is to clean and fill a bottle. And maybe that had something to do with why she was forced to learn. Let's see. Meg, thank you very much. I love that you're here. That sunrise picture is beautiful. Or sunset. I can't tell which one it is, but that is... I have a soft place in my heart for pictures of trees during a sunrise. Fun fact about me. For almost a year, I went out. There's a field not a mile or two from my house where there are 3 trees. One is a giant oak tree, like a white oak tree. One is a massive longleaf pine, and one is a trunk of what I think was like a pecan tree, massive pecan tree. And these 3 trees sit like in a triangle next to each other in the middle of a field. And I would go out there every morning and take pictures of the sunrises. And I've got pictures in like fog where you could just see the trees, and sunrise where the colors of the sky are red, purple, blue, just everything coming through. I've got thousands of pictures of what I call these 3 trees. I actually have an account on Instagram called these 3 trees where I posted some of those. But you can't miss the forest for the trees. All right, just a couple more minutes. We should be back in court. The jury's had their mid-morning break. The next break should be, assuming there's not any more problems with witnesses, the next break should be lunch. This is a sequestered jury, by the way. So we have the jury lives at the hotel. They have not been going home at night. They do not go home on the weekends. Because of that, we have been in court on Saturday. We expect to be in court again this Saturday, as the judge is trying to get this case moved along as quickly as possible, knowing the burden this places on jury members. Thank you, sir. You're my new best friend. Thank you. Hear a couple sound effects there. You guys found the Walmart sound effect. A couple more milestone mentions. I'm missing them. Thank you, Samantha, for those. Let me see if I can pull those up. We have a lot of people in chat. I do apologize. If you have, here's what I'd ask. If you can try to keep the comments right now relevant to the case at hand. I know there's a lot of stuff going on with Karen Reed coming up with the Maya trial, some of the other cases we're following. But let's try to keep it as focused on this topic as possible. And if you need a question answered by me directly, just tag me with my name in it. We'll try to keep the questions, that I answer as insightful for everybody as possible. So we had Sugar and Spiced, welcome to the gallery. Zara, member for 6 months, sending love to all, everywhere. Justice for little Evie. Alexis, gifted a membership. Susie H, member for 18 months. I'm back. I've been in Oklahoma for the last year, taking care of 94-year-old dad, and he was able to be home until he passed. Miss this group and all right. Susie, thank you very much. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for being one of the people that cares. And I'm sorry about his passing, but wonderful to have you here. And to hear that you're one of the good ones. Thank you, Susie. Sugar and Spice gifted a membership as well. Jovi Ray gifted a membership. Melissa P, member for 13 months. Can't watch this trial, but I love you all so much. All right, amazing last night. Best community on YouTube. Thank you, Melissa. Andrew C comes with a super chat. Great interview last night. I stayed up late watching on the replay. Joshua Ritter is fantastic. Courtroom Confidential. I've loved it. I loved it so much I did the interview twice. The first one got deleted. I wasn't going to tell you that, but they went to edit it, and the footage, it's all gone. And he called me, and he was mortified. And he's like, Scott, it's gone. We've been on the phone with StreamYard. It shows it should be there, and they're like, well, it's gone. You must have deleted it. He's like, we didn't. It's just gone. But it was wonderful to get to do that interview twice with him, and a lot of fun. All right. Should be coming back to court here in a minute. Megan is back. Let's see if we can. Yes, do subscribe to Courtroom Confidential. That channel is going to be huge. They like to describe themselves as the fastest growing LawTube channel, and I can see why. They're really, really good. Get in on the ground floor, right? We are so close to 64,000 subscribers. That's awesome. Tash, welcome to the gallery. Thank you very much. All right, just waiting for audio from court. Jury should be walking in. The judge has ordered the camera to keep the audio off during the breaks, and they just turn it on right at the last minute. So give us just a second. Here we go. Come on, sound. Come on, sound. Thank you, Adam. I got confused by my siblings only the second time. No sound yet. We're waiting for this to be turned on, so give us a minute. I can tell you by the actions of the bailiff that the document is being presented. It's been authenticated. It's just been marked by the court clerk. And this will be, I believe, put up on the screen. So hopefully we hear this here shortly. Come on.
Fuck.
Here we go.
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell the jury why something like this is important pursuant to an investigation?
Essentially, why this is important is it shows that the records that we received for the specific count we received them from are accurate.
Okay. All right, that can be passed back down. Thank you. To your knowledge, do you know who owns Instagram?
Yes, Instagram and Facebook are both owned by Meta.
Okay.
Mark Zuckerberg.
And were you able to conduct an analysis on Facebook and Instagram records of the defendant, Megan Boswell?
Yes.
And were these records obtained via a valid search warrant for those records?
Yes.
Okay. In reviewing, I guess let me ask you this, were you able to review all of the information, not just the Facebook and Instagram records, but all of the information that you were provided regarding digital evidence in this case?
Yes, I reviewed a number of different phone extractions as well as search warrant returns.
Okay. Based upon this, were you able to identify conversations pertinent to this investigation?
Yes.
Have you identified and reviewed those in preparation for court today?
Yes.
Bless you.
I think they were showing something to the defense. Lots of sniffling going on.
Mm-hmm.
Defense has the right to see anything they
I'm gonna
hand to
pass
the
you
witness
2
prior
pages
to that.
here. Take a look and see if you recognize that.
I do.
Okay, and what is it?
So there are conversations that were located on Miss Boswell's Facebook account.
Okay, and is it a conversation between the defendant and someone else?
Yes.
And who is the other person?
It is Haley Spiro.
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation that you reviewed on Megan Boswell's Facebook search warrant extraction?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell me the date of that conversation?
This was on December 8th, 2019.
Your Honor, at this time, we would ask that be admitted as exhibit number 231.
He said 2019, right? Is that an objection and overruled?
Approach up here for just a second.
No, it's an objection. That would be 61.
There's no objection to 231, subject to the court's previous ruling.
No
Okay,
objection
permission to publish,
subject to
Your
the
Honor?
previous.
Go ahead.
So they're just preserving the prior objection. I'm going to count that because they approached to talk about it. We get to see this one.
Agent Durant, is this the conversation we were just discussing?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell me what the defendant states right after it shows that she called Haley on the phone?
So the defendant states, I'll have to double check with her dad as her, or her dad has her, but I should have an extra.
Okay.
And then it goes to, I don't think I sent them all with him, but then again, I might have because I'm irresponsible.
Okay, thank you.
We don't know what they're talking about, but Megan admitting irresponsibility obviously looks good for the prosecution. I think this is a fake screenshot. I think this is recreated. The state's done this with their text messages on Facebook throughout this trial. They've recreated from the official document as best they can, and it caused a big problem earlier in the trial. I think I can run down to the bottom again. Don't have to be in this top corner.
Judge, this will be subject to my prior objection before it's overruled.
I'm going to pass you 2 documents. We're going to go through them one at a time. You could look first at the one with the earliest date on it, please.
Okay.
And do you recognize that document?
I do.
And can you tell me what it is?
So it's a conversation between the defendant, I believe it was Alexia Roop.
Okay. And what's the date of that conversation?
December 18th, 2019.
Okay. And then for the second page that I handed you, who was the conversation with on that second page?
So this one was, and also a conversation from that Facebook social media proceeds, also between the defendant and Alexia Rue.
And what is the date of that conversation?
That is December 27th of 2019.
And are those both fair and accurate representations of the conversations that you reviewed on the defendant's Facebook search warrant extraction?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, we'd ask that those be made as separate exhibits for the 12/18 date, exhibit number 232, and for the December 27th date, exhibit number 233.
Are the full exhibits subject to the defendant's prior objection?
Thank you.
So defense preserved their objection to the style of these documents, how they were recreated.
Permission to publish. Okay, first we'll go to the December 18th message. Alexia Roop says, "So I'm probably never going to get this money, am I? LOL." And what does the defendant say?
The defendant says, "I'm really sorry. I've been busy. I've been so busy. My child's father took her from me, and it's been one thing after another, and I'm sorry I've not been able to meet and stuff. Sundays are my only day off, and the only time I really have to meet."
Okay. And next, we'll go to the December 27th conversation. Alexia says to the defendant, "You never sent it." And what does the defendant say?
Defendant says, "I honestly have to get a new one. Have to go get a new one. Can I give you my social? And you try that card. I put money on it again."
And then Alexia says, "Yeah, I can try." And what does the defendant say?
"I'm sorry. I'm just so busy and like in a custody fight with Evelyn's dad right now. And I'm exhausted, to be honest with you. And I'm trying to keep up with everything as is. I'm really hoping we can get that prepaid card figured out."
Okay.
Sounds like money troubles. Mixed with lies. Sharon Craig, thank you. Thanks for your first ever super chat on the live stream. Sharon.
Pass you one page and ask if you recognize it.
I do.
Okay, can you tell us what it is?
It's another conversation from the Facebook warrant between Miss Boswell and Jesse Rosenbaum.
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate? Let me ask you, what is the date of that conversation?
It's January 13th, 2020.
Okay, is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation as you saw it on that social media extraction?
Yes.
Okay, we'd ask that be made exhibit number 234.
234, subject to prior meeting.
Okay, permission to publish. Okay. If you could tell us what the defendant says on January 13th of 2020.
So the defendant says, "I lost custody of Evelyn to Ethan, and I've been in a mood. I really don't want to deal with their shit right now. I've not told anyone but you that. He told me our court date was a different date than what it was, and I didn't know, so I was late to it."
Okay. And then Jesse Rosenbaum says, "Damn, that sucks. Effed up shit. You could call a retrial." And then what does Megan say?
"I'm trying to. I've not even told anyone that happened yet. I just don't want to deal with them, you know." And then she also says, like they always drag me into their problems, then bitch at me for being in their problems after they put me in the middle. LOL.
Okay.
Who was JR? Who was that she was talking to? Jesse Rosenbaum. Thank you. Thank you, Evangeline.
Handing you 2 pages. I'm ask the same thing if you can recognize them.
I do.
Okay. And can you tell us what it is?
It's a conversation between Christopher Hall and Miss Boswell.
Okay. And the date of that conversation?
January 26, 2020.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of how that looked when you analyzed Megan Boswell's Facebook extraction?
Yes.
We would ask that be made exhibit number 235.
They're not saying this is a screenshot. They're saying, is that a fair representation of the messages? They're
January
acknowledging
26, 2020.
that it is a recreated image.
Permission to
based off
publish?
Much harder to read data extraction.
Okay. So Christopher Hall asks, how's Evelyn? And what does the defendant say?
Defendant says, good, mean as fuck.
And he says, aw. And what does Megan Boswell say?
She says, she hates me.
Okay. Okay.
Might have some truth there. Sharon, thank you. Each judge is different as to whether they allow questions, and this judge does not. They are allowed to take notes, though.
May we approach, Your Honor?
Rebecca, thank you. Buttercup. Sort of like their unofficial mascot of the channel. Beautiful pup. Probably full grown now, though. I think Buttercup's full grown. I don't know many babies that are mean by nature. Worries me that she says she drove 24 hours and she slept the whole time in the car.
Okay, I'm going to pass you 2 pages. And ask if you can identify that.
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us what it is?
So it's this was a conversation on Facebook between the defendant and Miss Shirley Lowry.
Okay. And what was the date of that conversation?
This was February 18th, 2020.
Okay, is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation from the defendant's Facebook extraction?
Yes.
We'd ask that be made exhibit number 236.
Full exhibit 236.
It's a lot of exhibits.
Permission to publish.
Go ahead.
Okay. For the first page of this, can you, I'm trying to get a little bit bigger, can you just read to the jury what the defendant says on February 18th of 2020?
So the first message that comes through is hello, question mark. The next message is, if you want to know what's going on, I couldn't bring Evelyn over because Ethan wouldn't let me pick her up, and I have court in the morning. I'm sorry, and I hate to be rude about this, but you don't have any rights to my child, and what goes on between me, her, and her dad stays between me, her, and her dad. So the following message is, I have court in the morning to set up a specific plan where he has her 1 week and I have her another.
Okay. And is that conversation, let me make it smaller. Okay. And then for the record, there's a photograph there, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and what does the defendant say after that photograph?
She says, this was her when I saw her last weekend, and then follows up with, if dad didn't flip out when I come on the property, I'd bring her by. Not that it's any of your business, though, and don't involve anyone else in it.
Okay, I'm going to leave that up for just a second because I want to ask you some questions about this photograph. So again, we're looking at the date, February 18th, 2020. Is that right?
Yes.
And that's the date the message was sent to Shirley Lowry?
Yes.
Okay. Were you able to determine, based upon your analysis of the defendant's Facebook, is that picture an accurate representation of being taken the weekend before February 18th of 2020?
No.
Can you tell me how you know that that picture is an old picture?
While reviewing the conversations from the search warrant proceeds, I located that same photo, which was sent to Ethan on November 30th of 2019.
Okay.
Could be even older than that. That's just when she sent it to Ethan. You haven't even gone to the metadata on the phone yet.
Okay. Same thing. I'm going to ask if you're able to identify that.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me what it is?
It's a conversation between Kristen Arnett and the defendant.
Okay. And is there a date on that conversation?
February 22nd, 2020.
Okay. Is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation between the defendant and Kristen Arnett on that date from her Facebook proceeds?
Yes.
We'd ask that be made exhibit number 237.
237.
Sharon, thank you. Congratulations on 21 months. OG.
Permission to publish.
Go ahead.
I'll try to make this one a little bit bigger. Christian Arnett says, honey, I pray that you come out of this. I pray you and that baby are both safe. All you got to do is be honest, honey. I'm praying so hard for you. And what does the defendant say in response?
I am being 100% honest and trying to help find my baby. I was scared of the person who took her. Thank you.
Okay.
Got 6 different people now. She's talking on Facebook Messenger and told a version of a lie, or well, they've all been lies, I think.
Okay, passed you a document. Do you recognize that document?
I do.
Okay, what is it?
This was a conversation between the defendant and Hunter.
Hunter Wood?
Hunter Wood, yes.
Okay, and is there a date for that conversation?
There is. It's December 27th of 2019.
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation as you viewed it during your analysis?
Yes.
We'd ask that be made exhibit number 238.
This goes back. The rest were in chronological order. Now we're jumping back to December 27th, 2019 with Hunter.
And permission to publish. Okay.
This is the same time she was
You
having the
can
money
just
troubles.
tell us what the defendant says to Hunter Wood on December 27th and December 28th.
On December 27th, the defendant says, text me again so I have your number. I ended up just swapping phones with her. And then follows on with, hey, I'm going to leave here soon. Ethan and I talked, and he's going to stay home. And then is followed by, he thinks that what would be best, also because I'm obviously not a very stable parent right now, and Evelyn doesn't want to come home with me.
Okay.
So did she change phones with the person she owed money to? Is that how they were trying to make it right? Here, you can have my phone instead. She keeps using that word. I don't think it means what she thinks it does. Yeah, and that clears Hunter in and of itself. That was the 27th of December.
Okay, same question.
Yes, I recognize this.
Can you tell me what it is?
So it's a conversation between the defendant and Hunter.
Okay, and what is the date of that?
The date of this one is February the 19th of 2020.
Okay, and is that a fair and accurate representation of the conversation that you viewed pursuant to your analysis of the defendant's social media?
Yes.
Okay, we'd ask that be made exhibit number 239.
Full exhibit 239, subject to
Permission to publish.
That was the day after she sent the picture saying, this is when I had her last weekend. She sent that to Shirley.
If you could read to the jury each of these text bubbles from the defendant to Hunter Wood on February 19th of 2020.
It's got some language.
It says, hey, I have no clue why you're mad at me, but I've been waiting for Mom for fucking hours at the BP. Can I please come sleep in your truck if I get a ride there? And she says, like, seriously, I've done nothing. I've not done anything for you to be mad at me. I love you, and I was supposed to leave so long ago, and I tired as fucking hell. I'm also pregnant with your child, so you could let me sleep in your truck. I'm gonna just come anyways and sleep in it when I can find a ride. I'm so tired, and I needed you tonight, but thank you, Hunter. I might just say fuck it and come in. And then she tried to call, and Hunter missed a call. And then the final one is, I've tried to call.
Okay.
Just slide that, oh, by the way, I'm pregnant with your child, in the middle of a text exchange. Can I sleep in your truck? Because I'm pregnant with your child. And thank you, by the way. So that's the first time Hunter heard that story on February 19th. Hunter might have already blocked her at this point. We don't know. Right now we only know that she said she's pregnant, and she said a lot of things, but we don't have any evidence on this.
Okay, I'm going to pass you 7 pages.
7. Here's the scoop.
Take a moment to look through that. This is 7 pages of text messages. There might be a couple stories in this one. Let's see who this is with. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had an opportunity to view that exhibit?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me what it is?
So it's a conversation between the defendant and Hunter.
Okay. Hunter Wood?
Hunter Wood, yes.
Okay. And is there a date on that conversation?
Yes, February 22nd of 2020.
Okay. And is that also a fair and accurate representation of the conversation as you viewed it when you did an analysis of the defendant's social media?
Yes.
We'd ask that be made exhibit number 240.
Be collected exhibit 240, subject to the court's prior ruling.
The judge says subject to the court's prior ruling because they did have a discussion about these messages being retyped up to look like
Permission to
a
publish.
screenshot. The judge is allowing it.
We're just going to go through it page by page.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. What does Megan Boswell start out saying on February 22nd of 2020?
The defendant states, "Hey, I texted you just so that you know it's really me."
And Hunter Wood says, change your Facebook name. And what does the defendant say?
"I will in a few. Will you please bring me a change of clothes? TBI is in North Carolina with my mom. Literally, I don't care what clothes are. I just don't have anything at the moment."
And Hunter said, they said there was no baby with her, though. I'm at my mom's. And what does the defendant say?
"She's still under arrest and being questioned. Can you please do that for me, though?"
And then Hunter says, yeah, but where's the baby? I just want the baby to be found safely. And what does the defendant say?
"Dad won't let me go anywhere because of the situation. Hunter, I can't disclose stuff to you on here about what TBI is doing."
Then Hunter says, but please assure to me that the baby will be found and brought home safely. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Then what does, I'll scroll down in a second, what does the defendant say in response to that?
Hunter, I have full faith in the TBI and everyone I've spoken to that they will get the truth out of my mom and bring my baby back to me. Can you come talk? ? Or your mom? ? I just can't disclose anything much more over the internet at this point in time or over the phone, and I hope you can understand that.
Okay, let me go up a little bit, and if you could continue.
If you don't want to, I'll speak to your mom and she can tell you. Also tell her thank you for reporting the car missing. If mom has told you anything that is off-putting, please let me know. If she told you anything at all. Please tell me, please, anything at all. Did she ever mention Mendota to you? She kept trying to take me there, and I'm trying to find a ride up there to go looking.
Okay. Oh, maybe this one's smaller. Okay. And what does the defendant, I guess it's a continuation from the last page, what is she saying?
So please let me know if you know anything about Mendota. I know it's late, but can you take me somewhere in Mendota, along a river? Mom used to talk about it.
And Hunter says, get your dad or TBI to take you. And what does the defendant say?
I can't get a hold of David, and there's no way in hell Dad will take me.
Hunter says, get your dad or TBI to do it.
Okay. And then what does the defendant say?
David's not replying to me, probably because they're down in North Carolina dealing with my mother.
And then Hunter Wood says, I'll contact Chris Wilhoit and see what he says to do. And what does the defendant say?
Who is that? I don't know exactly where it is.
And Hunter says, the leading TBI agent. What does the defendant say?
I just know a river in Mendota. Someone told Dad they wanted to talk to him.
Okay. And then what does the defendant say?
Same place Mom got arrested for trespassing in Scott County, Holston River.
And then Hunter says, what does that have to do with the baby? And what does the defendant say?
Only place I know she might be connected with in Mendota. Dad is on the phone with someone right now. Something about who reported the car she saw. She says she would only talk to Dad and that she had important information.
Okay. And what does she say on that last message?
Dad's on the phone with her recording the call.
This is the last page. I might have to make this one a little bit bigger. And then Hunter says, what did they say? And what does the defendant say back to Hunter?
She said my mom dropped the baby off behind a church 3 days ago. They're looking into the church thing right now. She said a church off 394. I think she said Feathers Chapel. Dad talked to her. Not sire, but I'm losing my shit right now and have no one. I have to find Evelyn now. It's been 3 days already. What if she's cold and hungry?
Okay, and then what does she say? Let me go up a little bit, where it starts, Hunter, please.
Hunter, please, no one will take me to look for her mom. Had to have dropped her off somewhere. Please help me find my baby. And she continues, says, if you won't take me, I'm literally going to steal a car. I don't care. I'm sitting at Food City with the cops. Hunter, if she dropped her off 3 days ago, time is ticking fast. And she says, hey, TBI has some sort of update. I'm about to head up there now. I'll let you know. I'll let you and Melissa know. And then she ends with, are you up? ?
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, may we approach?
So Facebook fills in the blanks of the timeline starting on December 8th with Haley Spiro, Alexa Roop on December 18th, Hunter Wood on December 27th, Alexa Roop on December 27th, Jesse Rosenbaum on January 13th, Christopher Hall on January 26th. Shirley Valerie on February 18th, Hunter Wood on February 19th, Christian Arnett on February 22nd, and Hunter Wood on February 22nd. And the story is starting to take shape a little bit better, especially involving Hunter. This is evidence that clears Hunter as well. I mean, the police, they probably have other evidence, but this would be additional evidence to clear Hunter. Hunter was not as engaged in those texting exchanges as she was with him. 5, 6 messages from her versus 1 from him saying, call somebody else, talk to the hand. Those messages are from Megan to Hunter. Talks to the booty because the hand's off, dude. The state asked to approach, but the state has gone over with the defense what they're going to present today, and they probably have a cheat sheet that shows where the defense is going to object. That's one of the things that defense would share. That's not a surprise in the moment. So when they get to that item, they say, hey, can we approach, knowing that there's an objection? And it'll have to be sorted out sidebar. So I guess I could count this as an objection. Hunter was not the father of the baby. Ethan was not the father of the baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have you go with the officer. I've just been informed your lunch is here.
Oh, lunchtime.
We'll back at probably 1:15.
Everyone stand, please.
With that, we are going to we're going to get lunch here in just a second. Let me see here. They say we're coming back at 1:15. We're going to get a lunch as well. Let's see. Part 2 starts this afternoon. I'm gonna portal us over to part 2 so we continue the conversation for those who are talking in chat about what is happening in the trial and want to continue. Well, some of us eat. This will be day 6, part 2. Starting at 1. That'll give us 15 minutes to come back. Just making sure there's no more. Judge, I'm not sure what that is. Is that what was that, Judge? What fine brand of water was that? Does somebody know? All right, we are. What channel was the interview on? Tom, we showed the interviews yesterday. They were shown in court. You can, if you watch yesterday's live stream, both, I think 2 interviews were shown. One in studio and one outside the sheriff's office. The one outside the sheriff's office was the yellow shirt interview. Both of them were crazy. The in studio one where she had who was it? Whose mom was with her? I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was there supporting her, so trying to encourage information. And Megan's like, "Don't tell them. Don't. Can you edit that out? They don't need to know that." It was wild. It was wild. Fish and chips with a pineapple sundae. Who's that? Virginia Little. That sounds a delicious lunch. All right. I'm behind some, but the state needed this. My hunter doubt is removed. Yeah, the defense is going to look pretty silly at this point, continuing on in their efforts to paint Hunter as a possible culprit, third-party culprit, when it looks like he had only Evelyn's interest at heart and had very little interest in Megan. Bug Duggar, our court watcher, is calling in now.
From Bug.
Hey, Bug. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Those text messages, there's probably other information, but they do a ton to completely obliterate any defense's, argument against Hunter. Who we know we're not going to hear from because of he's not. He's being treated for mental illness right now. He's in the hospital. But those messages show that he just wanted Evelyn back. He knew about Evelyn. He's like, "Where's the baby? I just want her safe. Tell the truth." And then as Megan sort of got more desperate and was begging him to see her, to be with him, to pick her up, to take her somewhere, he's basically like, "Call the police. Call the TBI. I'm not in this. This is you."
Yeah. That now we really know what they're fighting to keep that out, because that's quite damning for her. Yeah.
Yeah. February 19th. Why are you mad at me? She says to Hunter. "Can I sleep in your truck? By the way, I'm pregnant with your child." Way to bury the lead. Yeah, that didn't happen. And so these messages, obviously we see why the defense doesn't like them. She's admitted that she's irresponsible. She's admitted that Evelyn didn't like her. Okay. And you've got to be mean to a baby to have it not like you. I'm sorry. No babies are born not liking their moms. It's not how they work. But just admitting that there's money issues, and I don't know, we haven't got into all that. We know that there's been some phone exchanges and some people she owes money to. I don't see how Evelyn going missing could help her with money other than it eliminates babysitter cost. And if that was the deciding factor, how sick is that?
Right.
Either way it is, but just it's painting a picture that is terrible. Tell me about the jury reaction. As Betsy Jean asks, what's the jury reaction to some of these messages so far?
They're pretty stone-faced today. I think yesterday was just Monday. They were just taking it all in. I didn't see anything, nothing to report.
Yeah. I think for a lot of these jurors, I'm speaking for myself, I may have enough evidence to really decide on a lot of these charges if I were a juror.
Yeah.
There may be some procedural and some key elements on some of the main charges. I think the state still needs to do more to prove premeditation, although I think they can argue that actions after the fact can be used to show the premeditation that occurred,
right.
the hiding it and everything else, knowing that it was wrong. So they might go that way. I hope they have a little bit more. I think they would, because honestly, Megan's not the smartest tool in the shed when it comes to planning a crime. And she's been scrambling and reacting to everyone. Every time they ask a question, she has to make up a story, and now she's trying to keep them separate from each other and keep her lies straight, and they're all coming unraveled.
She can spin a story, though. I'll give her that.
100% truth. I swear, 100%. This time I'm telling the truth, 100%. She's gone between 100 and 100% truthfulness this entire time. And now basically no one believes her. Hunter doesn't believe her.
All of the you're lying charges. I mean, they got that. Check. Yeah. But she has a very good lawyer. He is a very good lawyer.
I actually love that. There was a time when I struggled with good defense lawyers when the clients look really guilty. But I like that. I like that there's somebody out there who's willing to make sure that everybody gets a fair shot at trial. In this case, that lawyer has a tough hand to play cards with based on what Megan dealt him. And I love that they're doing a valiant effort at providing a defense for her, making sure the state meets their burden, which I believe they're going to force the state to do. But I think the state's going to do it in this case. It's a little early for a poll, but it's looking good. Oh, Perrier water. That's what the judge is drinking. That's fancy. That's like hoity-toity water, isn't it? Glass bottle of water.
I don't know.
It's way out of my price range.
Mine's a Walmart special, great value. I mean, that's a pretty big
Bug, any change in as far as people are in court? Do you see any family members or anything present today?
No change. Nope. I'm gonna talk to the girls on the other side and just kind of, because they've been there longer. I'm going to talk to them a little bit and kind of see if they've seen any family members last week where, kind of get a little information out of them.
Okay. Sounds great. Have some lunch, get yourself some sustenance. We appreciate everything you're doing. And do, as always, let us know on what you see after the breaks. So,
yes, I will.
Thank you very much, Bug.
Oh, you're welcome.
We'll see you. Bye.
All right.
Megan's been pretty stone-faced and no reaction, pretty constant and looking down, sometimes writing, but no big actions since early in the trial when she started crying during the first day, like sobbing during the first day, and then nothing after that. But what we're going to do, it is right now, it's 12 o'clock. We're going to come back at 1 o'clock and have the second half of the day. This is part 2 of day 6 of the Tennessee versus Megan Boswell trial. The state has really got to the nitty-gritty of the timeline. It's fleshed in so much that we can really start to see what's happening, how the state's making their argument about what happened when. So many of the lies that she's been charged with, we've heard her out of her own mouth. Those, I think, have been proven. And now as we hear them sort of unraveling around her, we're getting very close to the day in the timeline where she's arrested and taken into custody. And it was just a short while after that her body is found at her father's house in the shed, in the garbage. It's terrible. But just mad props and appreciation to the professionals who worked this case. Who dealt with some of the toughest issues, who literally put their lives on hold, their sleep on hold, and did everything they could to find Evelyn. And it just makes you sick that they were given lies instead of information. So tonight when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone, make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe till we go live again in 1 hour on this channel. Please click the subscribe button, ring the bell. We have a portal open. We're going to portal you over to the new live stream, so you don't have to go anywhere. If you're sitting down in your office or at home, we'll just transfer you right over to the new live stream, so you don't have to do any hunting at all. So watch for that portal, and we're going to be back this afternoon. Please do join us, and we'll see you on the flip side. Have a good lunch, everybody. Bye-bye.